Hello, everyone. Welcome to Call of Cthulhu, Cult of Azathoth, Episode 2. Everyone's in their proper places, and we're pretty much on time. Isn't that amazing?
Ish. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, well, we had to talk about, like, StarCraft things as if we're StarCraft people.
Oh, yeah. I
It
was
was
busy
quite
talking about
absurd.
how easy one particular race
Protosis?
name was. No, I didn't say that. I'm not talking about any particular race. I'm just saying that one race in particular seems a little easier to use. That's all.
Okay,
It's like,
alright.
it's like using a Swiss Army knife instead of one particular tool. That's all.
Be
That race
prepared
is on
for
your
the-
jumper right now.
Yes, it is actually. Definitely.
Prepare for someone to link the Roddy clip. Okay, guys. So, I'm sure many of you, including the guests on the show here, the investigators, have forgotten what happened last time.
I didn't. Nope.
Oh, Maynard's totally in the know.
I
I've got-
100% did.
Do you want me to recall for the chat? I'll recall. This is how much I remember. You ready?
Oh yeah, you've been
Well-
playing Cross, so you can recall really well now.
Exactly. As long as I have the energy for it, I can recall as much as I want. Well, actually, a pretty small radius, but. So what happened was we all met together at a train station. A little street urchin of some variety came and gave us a sack of stuff. Some of them were papers with clues, and this person was paid to give it back to us, unbeknownst. We're not sure who the payer is. We only know the payee. She gave us a bag full of stuff, a weird old book, a bunch of papers. We used the clues in those papers to first go to a hospital where we bumped into feardragon on the street, and he pulled a knife on me instantly and tried to steal this bag like 7 times, and then eventually decided to let him follow us for some reason into the hospital where I sat still. Livibee tried to crawl into an air vent. Feardragon cut himself twice and got admitted to
Successfully.
the hospital twice. One time was partially useful. The second time was literally just to go into one room and then come back.
Yes.
Livibee went into a like a mess hole area to the cafeteria area where she
Yeah.
met the particular doctor that we were looking for, and basically didn't interact with him like a human being at all. She was saying the weirdest shit, and no doubt that if this was an in-person interaction, she would be cuffed and probably straitjacketed and put into a different room in the hospital.
In her
And
defense,
probably given the 1920s, this lady's in distress and she needs help. Doctor. So, she would have gotten that, which congratulations, Livibee. That would have been excellent.
But
And then,
Feardragon was equally as weird.
well,
he's a
I
man,
mean,
so-
the thing is, you did all this really dumb stuff that was not useful at all and kept all of your hit points. Feardragon, however, took damage from cutting himself badly, even though he has high medical skill. He
what
rolled
is the point of having hit points if you don't use them? That'd be like mining minerals and not using it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then from the hospital, we decided to go to our next stop, which I got directions from the lady at the counter. The only human interaction that happened in this campaign so far in the 4 and a bit hours that we've been playing is my interactions with this lady. And then we went into a house for run by not run by, but sort of the name on this house is an artist, a strange artist where strange things are happening. People are coming from this place into the hospital with strange wounds. And this particular artist, something's happening in this house. He's throwing paintings out the window. We're in the house right now. Feardragon tried to climb the stairs and fell off and lost another hit point. And I am still on the stairs. We both have our weapons drawn. Feardragon has a rifle. I have a gun. Livibee was outside looking at paintings.
And I
That's totally
specifically
accurate.
remember that I am pointing my gun at the door.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I get my gun.
I remember very much fighting.
Yeah, you fell like a cat, except cats don't usually take hit point damage. And then you...
My gun felt like a cat. My body felt like an anvil.
And that's where we're at. So how did I do, Keeper?
Very accurate, yeah. So
Thank
you
you.
guys are currently in this guy's house. His name was Joseph Carbuncle. And
Thank you. I did
heard-
forget the name.
And you heard, you basically heard someone literally yell and throw out a canvas out the window, out the door, out the whatever he threw it out of. And Livibee went to go find it. It was nothing really distinguishable, just smears, just black and gray and
Britney
maybe some red
Spears.
here. Schmears. Like
Schmears.
schmees.
Like a smorgasbord.
Yeah. But she decided that it was worthwhile because it was canvas. And now
Precious painting.
she's currently running back into the house as the excitement starts. Maynard is currently on the second floor. Feardragon has broken the banister and is currently on the first floor, injured, but correctly pointing his gun at the doors to the patio. And Livibee has just entered into the scene, which she just sees Feardragon on the floor and is probably looking up at Maynard now, as Maynard is about to face whoever was in that room. That was the cliffhanger, and now we continue on in the Cult of Azathoth. So, boom! Feardragon falls to the floor, creates a huge amount of noise, quickly spins around with his shotgun, was it? And
No,
sets up.
sniper rifle. Or no, hold on.
It was a rifle that you would assemble
It's a hunting
outside.
rifle. It
Bolt
doesn't
action.
have a scope. Scoped rifles
action
weren't really a thing.
Anyways, so his rifle, and because of that noise, the person in the room, or persons in the room, do run out of it. The first person runs out, and then you hear other people talking, well, yelling, actually, basically, just going like, "What the hell was that? Who's here?" And they sound a little, like, distorted. They're not exactly, like, I mean, there was, like, a late reaction, and they sound kind of gruff, like, their voice is very hoarse, and the first guy that runs out does brandish a knife. That is immediately visible to Maynard and Feardragon. Livibee, having just entered into the entire house, actually hasn't quite, she can't look backwards and see that going on, but if she turned around, eventually she would see that. But at a very distorted angle, so she's a little less in the know, but Maynard would have full vision. And he is brandishing a knife, and he just looks like an absolute mess. This guy's wearing a trench coat that has not been washed ever, and has been rolled around in the mud a billion times. Hair super long and scraggly, has a beard, but it's like, you know, like splotchy and not fully grown out, or certainly not trimmed and well-to-do, and just looks like he's homeless, despite living in a house. And as he exits...
He's a Twitch IRL streamer.
Exactly. As he exits the room and sees the commotion outside, immediately looking at Maynard, who does also have his gun, and Feardragon, he basically... I mean, it's fight or flight, but he sees that two people already have a gun at him, and he throws his hands up, and he's like, "What the who the fuck are you guys?" And
So one guy has a gun, the other one doesn't?
No, he only has a
a
knife.
knife.
You guys
Oh,
actually
sorry,
haven't
knife,
seen the other
knife.
people.
All right, I still keep the gun ready because I'm the closest to him, right? Because I'm like halfway up the stairs or something like that.
You
think.
are actually right. You got on top of the stairs.
I
Like
got on top,
Feardragon's in
okay,
front of you,
okay.
but you've stepped
So I
up.
got on top, and I'm level with them, so I'm
Yes.
same level.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like a square, right? So you are looking in the middle, being kind of the left side of the balconies, I guess, whatever you would call it, in the second
Okay.
level.
Yeah, I'm drawing a mental image now. Okay. Well, you know, oh god, what's my character's accent? I wasn't ready for this. I mentally prepared for the accent last week, but I didn't. The week before. God, what was it?
It was southern, but it was like Arkansas. what was it?
Oh, I can't do Arkansas. I only have one southern accent. Oh, actually, I have two.
They're all the
I have like the Texas accent, and then I have like the, you know, the plantation owner accent, which is.
No, it was Arkansas. You were born in Arkansas.
Yeah, but I'm saying my accent was like the one that I put on in particular, the ones that I can do.
Oh well, it's southern. Just go for it.
It's southern. Okay, it's just it's southern. We're under the southern blanket, so no one give me shit that's actually from this area in the chat, please. It's like, who are we? Who are you? Put your knife down right now. Gun level, right in the head.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks. He clearly doesn't want to just give up, and he's clearly not in his right mind. His eyes are kind of like twitching, and they're like looking between you and the guy on the floor, and then he's not immediately recognizing the scenario that is you could and probably would kill him, but he's not prepared to give up. So he doesn't do anything, but he doesn't drop his knife either. He just kind of licks his lips and goes, What do you, there's nothing here. What are you here for?
I take a shot at the hand that's holding the knife.
Oh my god.
All right.
It begins.
Okay, you're gonna have to roll. Let me pull up all your sheets here. John
Can I have like an
Doe.
advantage or something? Because I've just been beating on like my gun on him.
No,
the
you
last-
literally just fell off the second floor. You're lucky enough that you're pointing the gun in the right direction.
Fine.
You're probably still like trying to like get your feet underneath you, and you're just like, ugh, but my gun's pointed the right direction at least. Anyways, what is the? Yeah, roll the actual gun. I think is what we're doing here. Trying to see if the shot actually hits. Now it should even be at a disadvantage because you are trying to hit a very small target without actually killing the guy. So
From the
I'm
ground
gonna
to the second
say,
floor.
yeah, if you fail, if you get like a soft fail or whatever it's called, right? Then you injure the guy's arm, but you know he doesn't necessarily have to drop the knife. If you like anything below that, you accidentally kill the guy. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Great. Do I roll firearms? Or do I roll...
So when you go to your character sheet, you should just be able to roll, like, drag the bolt action rifle, and dice should pop up, right?
This percentage doesn't look right though. 'Cause on that character sheet thing, it says it's 25%, and I'm pretty sure I invested a lot more into that, so I'm not sure.
Let's go to your skills, shall we?
I'm gonna
You
load up
have firearms, rifle, shotgun, 25.
Mine says 25 as well, but I'm very, very sure I put like 75 there.
Let me let's just scroll up here. You put the numbers down.
It's in the.
There we go.
I'm just looking at my character sheet.
Quite right.
that
Yeah, for some reason
I'm just
it's
gonna use
not
that.
in there.
I had a
Yeah.
85
You
in
did.
firearms.
Okay, so you put
Okay.
60 into it.
Okay.
Okay, that should
I
now be correct.
and then I had 65, but I buffed it because of my stats. I think because you were like, oh, you have room to add more percentages, and I'm like, sweet.
Okay.
Um,
The thing I just rolled was an actual roll, as opposed to the ones before that.
okay. Oh,
That were
there's one
before the
right
show.
here. So the very last, the 44.
The very
is what
last
you're
one.
saying. Okay.
And I had an 85 in it.
So I think I just put it. You probably meant to put it in rifle shotgun, right, Maynard?
Rifle, handgun, yeah, that's where I meant to have it, or just firearms. I didn't realize that there was like a different stat for each firearm. But I guess
Yeah,
that
there's
would
one
make
for
sense.
handgun, one for handgun revolver, and one for rifle shotgun.
Well, I'm more of a handgun guy because of the revolver.
Okay. So that does reflect accurately though in yours, right?
Where
It
is
does.
revolver?
It does. You have an
looking.
insanely high stat.
Oh
there.
right. Oh okay. Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Okay. No. You're actually right. Yeah, I'm bad. I was reading the top one where it said firearm, rifle, shotgun.
Okay.
So that's my bad. Sorry for the derailment. Feardragon, continue fucking up the campaign.
No worries. So
I am disarming this guy so he doesn't fucking cut
yeah.
you.
So
Sure you are, buddy. Roll ahead.
Hey, you better not
He
kill
did.
him, Fear
He
Dragon.
did. He actually rolled successfully, very successfully.
Did he? No.
Yeah.
I have an 85% success rate in this. There was no way I was
Dude,
gonna miss.
wow, congratulations.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Damn.
So he does manage to shoot the guy's hand, and I would say even like mostly the gun. So the knife. Sorry. So the knife does drop out of the guy's hand. I mean, he's obviously injured. Probably takes like a point of damage because that would hurt a lot. But you were pretty good with your shot, which is what you're supposed to be. You just weren't yesterday or last time.
Yeah.
So anyways, so he obviously it's a late reaction again. Like he gets hit and he's like, "Ugh!" But he does drop the knife and take his hand into his chest and protects it, and then kind of almost like double takes at you as if he almost like forgot that you were there. He's like, and he just starts muttering to himself and kind of shivering a little bit, realizing that he's in a lot of danger. With a shot going off, you do hear the clamor of feet behind him, and 2 more, equally just unkempt people come running out of the room, possibly
jeez.
even more so. One is obviously injured. He's got like something with his leg going on, and he's just kind of stooped over, and he's having like his eyes closed. There's all types of messed up. And they see the scene, they see the guy clutching his hand, and immediately go into like cowering mode as well. And I mean, that's the you guys just, he asked a question and you literally shot the knife out of his hand, so it's still kind of on you guys.
Can I run and pick up the knife real quick?
It wouldn't have dropped down to the
That'd be
second floor, I
fast
don't
one.
think, or first floor.
Oh.
Sorry,
Okay. I'm not that much of a ninja.
not that much, no. So yeah, it's still on you
just-
guys. Like he asked what you're doing here.
Out of character, I just want to say I just rolled intimidation without rolling intimidation, so suck it, Maynard. You asshole. You're judging.
Well, I'd say that you've done a successful job in intimidating this man. I'd just be like, I'd quieten him down because he's clearly in distress, and just be like, talk to us, boy. We're looking for, what the fuck's this guy's name?
Joseph Carbuncle.
Carbuncle.
Um,
We're looking for Carbuncle, boy. Is he here? Can you show us him?
continuing to hold his hand and now just nervously like licking his lips and darting around. He's like, Carbuncle? This is his house. He's not here though. He doesn't come around here often at all anymore. We just use it because it's here. We don't mean any harm. But he's obviously, you guys can tell pretty plainly that he's lying. They've probably done some harm. But he continues on. We joined him when he got a lot of money. We knew him from way back when. We were all artists, and he got a bunch of money. I don't even know how. This stuff isn't even that good, but oh man, the amount of stuff that he could buy with that money. Oh, it was good. It was really good. And he just kind of starts gazing off into the distance.
What stuff with the money are you talking about?
This guy's kind of just staring off in the distance, but the guy behind him, the healthier looking of the 2 behind him, perks up. Well, I mean, what can money buy? Power, drugs, alcohol, easily found, easily taken. I mean, he hasn't been around in a while, so we've been kind of just living with what we can find. But he used to take care of us real well. But I saw, as far as I know, and he kind of nervously looks around. I think he just goes down to the graveyard all the time now. Sometimes he comes back during the night, rustles around. We don't bother him none. Every time we tried, he'd just snap at us and tell us to go back, none, mind our own business. So we don't really mess with him, and he doesn't mess with us.
Well, why are y'all throwing paintings out the window?
The guy speaking kind of looks to the other 2 and shrugs and says, we try and make these paintings to get these thoughts out of our head. We do some terrible things, and God knows that Carbuncle, I mean, he's given us more than just drugs. He's opened our mind to many different things. And now the only way it feels that we can get them out of our head is by putting them on the canvas, but that still doesn't help. The canvas still show nothing. We don't feel any better. So we have nothing but anger. We throw it out the window, hope never see it again.
Whoa.
That's
People
freaking dark,
fucked up.
dude.
Okay.
All right, I'm just gonna holster the gun and just sort of like not be too aggressive anymore and just let him relax a bit, or at least try to relax. All right, I'm gonna let my team make a move here, because I'm just looking down at them down the stairs like I'm assuming they all heard this conversation. Like, what are you guys thinking?
So, I'm thinking these guys are all artists. And I'm
You
gonna
wanna show 'em
ask
your
this
folio?
guy. I'm gonna ask this guy, how does he, get to be part of the artist crew? How do they get recruited? Is what I want to know.
So you literally call up to him and are like, "How do you guys get recruited?"
Yeah.
Join you?
Did you apply on seek.com?
So that's really what you do. Let's see
Yeah,
here.
I'm gonna ask him how he came into contact with Carbuncle to begin with.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a persuade then.
Okay. But
Nice.
I just put persuade in the chat.
Extreme success. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah. Damn.
That guy's persuaded as fuck.
So you are very convincing. You seem
he's
to be
in love.
maybe empathizing with him a little. Maybe you can tell that you're also an artist at heart and all that. So again, just kind of nervously and licking his lips, but a little more willing to answer such a seemingly plain question. He says, "Well, yeah, I mean, we've been friends with them since, we were all orphans in the street, we just, it's the only thing we could do along with thieving. And, well, that's how we got in. I guess we were considered pretty close friends, and there's a time when things were pretty normal, but not anymore. I don't think he does any art anymore, at least not the art that we can recognize."
Oh gee.
Oh, gee, Rick.
What?
Oh gee, that's sad.
What does that mean? The art
You ask him,
kind of
what
can't
does he mean?
recognize. Yeah.
That he's willing to tell you. So, what do I mean? I mean, have you not heard of the weird things that's been happening in Arkham? Have you not felt something weird in your body? Have you not seen the darkness when you close your eyes at night? Have you not witnessed any of the weird going-ons? Carbuncle is all types of mixed up in that shit. I don't want anything to do with it. I just want to get my high and go back to a normal life, at least as normal as I can be.
So why do you stay here then?
Why do I stay here? It's the only escape I have from every time I go to sleep. I see that thing. And I try to paint it to get out of my head, but it won't get out. And the only thing that ever makes it get out is when we're high or drunk, or I mean, anything that makes us just feel something different. That's why I stay here. Going back to an actual normal life, which is not. What would it leave me? I'd be taunted, I'd be run out, I'd be poor and homeless regardless. But at least here sometimes I get something to keep my mind off of it.
That's
And we
fair.
flash down to the paintings, and the paintings are like a really messed up, dark picture of like this thing with giant legs, and it's laser beaming a bunch of guys in power armor from like
Huh?
12 range.
And the next
They're
one
just trying to run
has
into
it-
bunkers, but they're just dying in droves.
Next one has it just disappearing and getting picked up at like
Yeah.
higher
And then
battle.
this other painting, somehow the object from one painting gets zapped into another painting because of this little floating chandelier thing.
They're all
And then
Terran
it drops
players,
into that painting.
getting super high, preparing for the worst, imagining warp prisms picking up things and warping in
It's the
20
only
zones.
time I don't see that thing. It's like a speed prison with a disruptor in it.
When was the last time Carbuncle was here?
It's time. I don't even understand time right now. Maybe 7 sleeps ago. When do I sleep? Everything is dark. And as he says that, you kind of notice that a lot of the drapes are drawn, and
You
It's
gotta
not a
open
light
up the
going in.
window or something. It's dark as shit in here.
Yeah,
It's
you go do
terrible for
that if
streaming.
you want. Well, talk to us about this graveyard, boy. How far is it? Is he still there?
It's kind of looking around. It's getting a little more nervous. It's the graveyard. It's the Arkham graveyard. There's nothing, spectacular about it. Nothing interesting. I don't know what he does there. It's ask someone outside. I haven't been there since I was a kid, visiting my mother, but I don't know what he does. It's somewhere
Where is
on
it?
the other end of town.
Other in the town.
Where's
Take out
Carbuncle's
my-
room?
Yeah, I can tell. That's a good idea. Damn.
So that's what you
Damn,
asked.
Peter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we all used to have something we called rooms, but he's really used the whole house every time he comes back. I guess. And he kind of looks over to the room that would be on Maynard's left, so on his right. And there's double doors that are closed, so you didn't have anything to look in. All the action was on the guys appearing, but he looks over there and hopes you get the message.
We explore.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
I go for it.
Let's check it out.
Feardragon's gonna brave the stairs one more time.
I swear to God, if this becomes a meme,
Stairs of Feardragon's greatest enemy.
At least in my mind, it will be.
So what is your first move?
I do a backflip onto the stairs.
Oh my god.
Roll acrobatics.
Set up the chairs and tables so that I can do a run-up gymnastics pole vault spin pirouette into. I don't know. Let's just go to let's disengage from these people and I mean they're pretty docile, right? Let's go check out Carbuncle's room or the room that he gestured to.
Yeah.
So Maynard starts
take the
walking
knife.
forward.
Yeah, I'm
Take
walking.
the knife off the ground.
Well, you're not even near the knife yet.
You have to go up
Okay.
the stairs to get
Okay.
the knife.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm up
We're
the
moving-
stairs. I'm walking past the knife and I give a shit.
Yeah, yeah. So Maynard's the closest. He's actually up the stairs, and he could walk towards them. But the guy who was staring off into space and had stopped talking kind of snaps back as he sees people moving again. Immediately goes back into action mode, and he doesn't realize he's dropped his knife, so he's not really super threatening. But it's clear that these guys aren't. They're not just gonna go back and shoot up and be on their merry way.
Oh, so they're actually still pretty hostile or starting to get hostile.
The guy in front's got a little bit more out of his mind than the guy that was speaking. So the guy that's speaking is still just kind of holding himself and looking around as if he's gonna be attacked by someone, but not necessarily you. The guy who was injured is actually just not even apparently paying attention. He's kind of just weaving back and forth, his head drooped down.
Do I need to go past them to get to this room? I don't, do I?
No, you have to go kind of near them, let's say within 6 feet of them, 6 to 8 feet of them, but you don't have to be
Okay.
up to them.
Unholstering pistol, walking past them, eyes on them, and going into this room.
Okay.
I'll follow.
I try and follow, but I'm gonna go for that knife first, and I still have my rifle out.
Okay, so the knife had, been shot out of his hand, so it did kind of move. It got thrown a little bit. So let's say that it's 3 feet to the left of the guy, which
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna make one quick change up because I don't think it makes sense. I'm literally just trying to have the rifle out for these people that I'm at point blank range. I'd probably just take out my knife instead, but yeah.
Okay, so your options are either, since you were on the ground floor, you could go up the same way that Maynard did, right to the right, and then you're in the same situation that he was, where the knife is further away from you and the guy is between you, or you go up the stairs to the left, one of those curving stairs, and try and take it without having to pass the guy, but you would still be near the guy. Like, regardless, you're gonna have to approach him in some way.
And with that way, it'd basically be like we were flanking them in a sense, or
Yeah, a little bit. You would
okay. Okay, I think I'd probably do that. The latter one.
be. Okay, so you go up the left side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's no banisters to break there. It's fine. And let's say that you successfully do that. As you get closer, though, as the guy realizes he's kind of also being a little surrounded, even though that's maybe not your true intention, he changes, he stops watching Maynarde, who has his pistol out, and he looks back at you and just really gets, like, taut and really looks like he's about to jump on you if you get close.
I just want to note that you felt the need to say that I successfully climbed the stairs.
Just always
Well,
a chance.
to be fair, last time you tried, it didn't happen. So
I don't even remember how I failed that, but okay.
I don't know.
You tried to rush up the stairs quickly, or something.
Is it just one guy?
No, there's more than one.
No, there's more than one guy. So that guy is on the front,
Oh,
and
no,
the
I
other
know,
two
just
are.
one guy that's like.
Oh, that's really like hyped up. Yeah,
Yeah.
just him.
Okay. I think I stop moving. I tell him to back off. And I like wait to see his response. And I actually shoot, I put away the rifle.
He's like, actually, I shoot him in the head.
I considered it.
I bet you did.
Oh my god.
Actually, yeah. I think I take like 2 steps back when I say that. And I actually do swap to the rifle.
Okay. Well, this guy's definitely out of his mind. He's kind of stopped paying attention to the real world when he started gazing off into the distance. But the guy behind him that seems the most stable out of them, when he was talking, kind of goes, just let them have it. They're not going to bother us. They clearly win. And the guy he's talking to doesn't really back down or calm down, but
I say to the the guy that's more sane that said that, I say, kick the knife over to me.
Okay. Trying to think if I should make you roll for that.
Persuade.
Yeah, roll either that or intimidate. You have no personal skills.
I don't. And honestly, part of me wants to say if you tell me to roll intimidate. Actually, no, never mind.
Oh boy. Let's just say that he's on the side of not having blood and guts thrown around, so he's actually really cautious around the same guy, but you start to get the feeling that maybe that guy, despite looking like he could jump you at any time, was actually just frozen in place no matter what. As he kind of like just edged it around and kind of very lamely kicks the knife like 3 feet to the left.
3 feet to the left? Wait.
So it was already on the left side, and you were approaching from their left side.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay. I pick up the knife and I throw it to the first. Like I just throw it.
Throw it over the banister.
Yeah, throw it to
Okay.
me. Just don't hit me with it.
Okay, quick
Ava.
quick throw check and a quick, Livibee's got to do a quick reflex check here. No, she's already followed Maynarde up the stairs.
Okay.
Well, this is going on. So that was successful. You just hear the clang of the knife down, and then nothing really changes from the 3. They are still, well, the one guy in front is still watching you. But again, you're kind of getting the impression that he's not really alive inside. And the guy who's drooping, not doing anything, continues to not do anything. And the guy who is actually kind of helpful just watches you guys.
Okay.
Scared.
Okay. Then I follow, but I am watching. I'm assuming that Amos and Ava have the front covered, so I'm walking like backwards.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Very
walking past
cautiously.
him.
Okay, so don't fall down the stairs on your way backwards.
Thanks for clarifying,
There was
Keeper.
one step.
Always wondering. We're always wondering.
So while Maynarde I assume at that time you probably think that it's okay to go. You're probably watching them very intently.
I'm an experienced person when it comes to hostile interactions.
Yeah. So you,
using
while
perception.
still watching at them, kind of fumble out the door handle, and it easily opens without a twist. Then when you open it, you see inside, or Livibee behind you, so you both are seeing this, and feardragon's in sight, so he sees some of the front of the room. When you open it, you see that it is full of canvas and unfinished statues and the same deal as the rest of the house, with like needles and morphine bottles and all that strewn across the floor. But it's a lot more on the artistic side. There's plenty of canvas that have been ripped in half or scratched out, or just seemingly like thrown paint on something that was a decent painting but is no longer. And you also find pieces of paper on the floor strewn just, every which way. There is a writing desk that is there alongside like oh my god, whatchamacallit, things that hold the canvas. An easel. There you go. I was in art disguise, I swear. And yeah, so the writing desk has pieces of paper on it, a pen was writing maybe days ago, but it was quickly discarded. And that's kind of the lay of the land. There's also like a bathroom off to the left side, and then like a tiny little, I don't even know what to call it, like room that has like the sun pouring in if there wasn't drapes.
A sunroom.
Yeah, but a really, really small one, right? Just kind of someplace to stare out if you was sane and actually enjoyed sunlight. Solarium, is that what it's called? We're learning so much about houses right now.
I mean, sunrooms, solariums do exist. You don't mean like a balcony or something. This is like an indoor thing.
Yeah, it's still indoors.
Yeah, I think it's a solarium, like indoor natural light place that you would paint
Yeah,
in.
kind of. Yeah.
Right.
I Googled it.
I Googled it.
Are there any kind of trends with the paintings that we notice? Just like, or are they pretty just out there?
There are trends. You see, behind all the thrown on like paint, black, red, greens, dark colors, you do continuously notice like just long lines to which you guys believe looks a lot like octopus tentacles. They're just kind of coming out every which way. There's a couple of, well, I'll say that much, and then you guys have to start rolling if you want more information.
Okay, I do want information. What's my role for more information?
Find hidden, I think is what it's called. Oh, spot hidden, sorry.
Spot hidden. Alrighty.
Regular success. Okay, so what exactly, did you just do it like generally? Are you looking at the paintings? Are you looking at the papers?
I'm going to rifle through some of the canvases in the room.
Okay. Avocado did roll first, so she had a regular success.
And I failed.
And you failed, yeah.
Oh, gee. Thanks for letting the team down here, Amos.
He's just like, I don't see anything.
I'm a fighter.
Yeah. All right, so Avocado, who already should have had, I mean, we probably could have even added like your art to it or something like that, but you've passed anyways. You notice that there's also amongst these canvases, and there's also like sketches on pieces of paper and stuff around as well, that there seems to be a recurring theme of not just the tentacles, the octopus-like tentacles. There's also like a
really large-breasted teenagers.
Yes,
from
there's
high
beef shed
school,
everywhere.
Yeah.
What?
No, there's it's like it looks to you as if it's that he just drew a circle, he made it look 3D, he shaded it and stuff like that, and then he just added teeth to it.
Okay. Creepy.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
But you guys do have, I mean, actually I'm gonna let you guys figure this out. It's supposed to be a mystery. this ball-like thing with tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's a thing with tentacles. That's all the information we have on it.
Okay. Yeah.
So is that the only thing of note in the room? I guess I failed to spot hidden, so I wouldn't know otherwise.
That's the only thing of note on the canvases and the artwork.
Okay. Can I rifle through now? Is there a desk in the room with any papers on it?
Yes, there is the writing desk. It's in the corner.
Can I spot hidden for that? And search through the desk?
Yeah, well, you don't have to spot hidden to see what's on the desk.
Okay, yeah.
So you can just walk up to it.
Let's have a look at the desk.
Okay. So on the desk, there's a piece of paper that is addressed to... Keeper notes. That is addressed to an Orville Gibson. And it starts off with basically apologies for not having money and promising another gallery showing and promising more artwork to this guy. And then as it starts to kind of just it's almost like he just passed out while writing this note.
I just had like the
Yeah, exactly. It starts, it says, let's try and do this word for word. It's like, sorry for not giving you the canvas. Here, the more paintings will come in the future. And let's Mr. blah, 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 blah. You don't know.
It just trails off.
It just trails off.
No name.
So it was sent to that Orville
Yes.
guy?
It was like, Dear Mr. Orville. Dear Mr. Gibson.
Okay. Do any of you guys know who Mr. Gibson is?
I do not. My keeper hasn't told me that I should.
You guys would not. No.
Into dusting. What else is in the room?
There's a lot more notes around the room, newspaper clippings, and there's like a partial map of Arkham that was hung up, and now it's kind of like hanging off.
Oh, we need to look at the map. We've got to see what the cemetery is.
Yeah, is there anything of note in the map? Yeah, cemetery for sure.
Okay, you go up to it. Some parts of it have like painting on it, and some parts of it are really wrinkled and whatnot. But you do see that the graveyard is circled, so should have drawn for this one. Of the map, there's so you enter the train station, which is on the west side. Let's go with those directions, which is on the west upper left side of Arkham. If you're looking at the map, there's a river that goes through Arkham that separates the two sides of the river sides, north and south. And then you went to the east, the northeast. That's where the house is, and the graveyard is in the southeast, across the river.
Do these newspaper clippings have, I guess, what are they of, and do they have any tie together with the newspaper clippings that we were seeing?
You guys have the Reign of Terror gallery showing and the Dead Speak. You would have seen another gallery showing. Gallery showing creates local rags to riches story. You also see other reviews of this guy's artwork. He's probably collected them because it made him feel good. But they're all dated olds, I guess, within the year, but still old. He hasn't had one recently. But you also see some newspaper clippings about the... actually, I think it's mentioned in the newspaper clipping. You see newspaper clippings about this guy, Harold Bradley, who, if you look at newspaper clippings, I'd say that he was the one of the most generous buyers of his collection.
So like a recurring client sort of thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the newspaper clippings?
Newspaper clipping 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see him. Huh. Keeping out of the public's eye. Curious. What else we got in this room? Is anything of note anything of note in the notes? Sorry for that sentence.
Anything of note in the notes? Just more promises to deliver artwork. that's kind of all you see. That he probably wrote this same letter a dozen times over, trying to get the wording correct and stuff like that, and then just push it off to the side. That's it. As far as
Really
you can
sounds
see.
like this guy's having a massive creative block and he can't produce artwork at the moment.
Maybe you guys should help him with his artist block. That's the true.
Maybe I'll give him some of my paintings.
The true goal of this is to create friends.
For the right price. 1 Bitcoin.
Yeah, I don't think there were too many bit farms in Bitcoin.
That's why they're
farms
so
in
valuable right now.
2020, but- Exactly. Yeah. Just so harder to mine them now. All right. Well, I think that the smartest and clearest play here, well, not necessarily the smartest, but the clearest play here is to use this map.
Yeah.
And because those guys weren't too helpful at it, find this graveyard.
Find Carbuncle in the graveyard.
Yep. We gotta track this. We gotta track this fellow down.
Okay. So that's it? That's all you want to do in the room? There are... I guess I should have mentioned this. There is a desk. Right? That's the writing
What's in the
desk.
drawers?
Yeah.
Do you want to look?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's look in the drawers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And underneath the dress.
Well, spot hidden, because apparently it took you guys a little while to remember.
Yeah, I couldn't recognize tentacles in a painting because of my role, so I'm not too confident. All right, spot hidden.
Oh, you had a hard success.
Hard success.
Holy shit.
Wait,
And,
that was
Project.
actually...
Yeah. All of you guys succeeded. feardragon would have entered the room at some point while you guys were looking around, wary of the crack addicts who still aren't doing anything. So it makes sense that he would also roll. So you guys all have a success. You all say, Eureka! We should look in the desk drawers.
Eureka.
Thank God.
So
We're really good at looking in drawers.
yeah, maybe one of you is on the left side, another one's on the right side, or something along those lines, and the third guy is double checking your work. I don't know. There's only so many things that 3 people can do on a desk.
Did you carry the one?
So on the left side, you don't find very much, just like art supplies and paper, loose leaf paper, and stuff like that. On the right side, there is a folder. What are those things called? They're very
Manila
adult.
folder?
Well, manila folders, there's the tan folders, right? I'm talking about that thing that like folds like an accordion. Is it called an accordion folder?
Oh,
Yes,
I know what
it
you
is.
mean. I think it actually is, yeah.
Yes. Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Makes sense. He's found one of those things. So this guy apparently at one time had some organizational skills, but not many. So in there, you pull out a piece of paper that reads, Dear Joseph Carbuncle. So you finally find a letter that is actually sent to him. In the letter, it says, I wish I'd written it, but let's go improv here. It says, Dear Joseph Carbuncle, it has come to our attention that you are no longer fulfilling your duties to the cult that has been so generous in the upbringing of your career and of your personal status. Due to this, we will be coming by your house. Insert address of this house here. On, oh gosh, what is today? You guys are still on the day that you guys met, so we actually know September 15th. So the note says we will come by your house on September 18th, 1928, to collect any sketches, rough drafts, artwork of any nature that you have created. Please be prepared to receive our
Seed.
what? No. To receive
Different kind of cult.
our
Go on.
envoy, or like our our men, I suppose. Sure.
I saw this
and-
movie called Eyes Wide Shut. It was kind of fucked up.
And be prepared to leave your
Oh,
residence upon that time as well. Signed. I already forgot his name. Signed, Orville Gibson.
All right.
Okay.
So this man's making art for a cult.
Does it have? Was it like a mailed letter?
I think it was a female letter, actually.
You wouldn't know. It didn't have the envelope with it.
Okay.
Not that it was either way.
Does he have a trash bin nearby?
His entire room is a trash bin, feardragon.
Does he have a spittoon that we can look inside?
Just because he got a liberal arts degree doesn't mean that everything he does is trash.
He's literally trash, okay? Art degrees mean nothing.
Whoa.
I can confirm.
I can say this because I have one.
Same.
Not too sad. Okay. So we wouldn't have it. Right now we wouldn't have any thing in the room that has indicated where Orville's address would be, right?
Well, there's an address on the letter. Is that the same address we're at, or a different one?
No, that was just the house. The
Okay,
house
that's the
you're
house we're
at.
in.
There's
Okay.
no,
Yeah.
there's no return address. Even if there was, there just isn't. Okay.
Even if there was, just shut up, all right?
Well, yeah. Let's go with that.
All right.
So I assume that you collect this letter.
We're collecting everything of note. Like, let's definitely take stuff that has names on it. Names with other names being cross-referenced.
I will create fancy letters later, but in your accessible notes, you should have letter to you, Joseph Carbuncle.
All right.
So in the newspaper clipping too, it talks about Harold Bradley.
Correct.
It says that he has been out of the public eye recently.
Yeah.
That sort of implies that he was a more public figure.
Yes.
Would we have an easy way of knowing where he lives?
So as you recall, you are the person who has the most knowledge about Harold Bradley. You have been in Arkham not very long, but longer than these two guys. So word has gone around that Harold Bradley is no longer in the public eye, but you know that he's actually really old. That's information that you would share that people kind of, what's the word? They excuse his absence because he's like 70-something years old and is probably doing old people things, like staying in bed all the time.
Doing old people things.
Yeah. You do know that he has a family, so it's not like
drinking
he's like a secluded, eccentric millionaire. He does have a family that tends to his fortune, estate, whatever. You guys deliberate on that and be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what do you guys want to do? Like, in 3 days, this guy's coming to the house. So, either way, we could always come back 3 days later if we find nothing. But I think maybe in the meantime, we should probably find Carbuncle at the graveyard.
Yeah, pretty clear. I think we find this graveyard because killing 3 days in this campaign, considering the last 2 weeks has been 3 hours, killing 3 days in this campaign might take a hot minute. So
Yeah.
The other thing that we might want to consider is that a newspaper clipping too. It says that Carbuncle had a generous. Was it Carbuncle? It's Joseph Carbuncle, right? Yeah, Joseph Carbuncle. It says that one of like at the very bottom of the newspaper clipping too. It says, noted amongst the most generous benefactors is the one and only Harold Bradley. Considering that this other letter to Joseph Carbuncle said that he was the
biggest
basically
benefactor.
brought up by this like cult, there's a good chance that Harold Bradley is associated with it. So we could go see Harold Bradley.
That's a really good point. We don't have any info on except for a name, but we do have this graveyard.
Yeah. And if we end up finding Joseph Carbuncle, we can ask him what's going on and why things are so shady and why he hasn't produced any artwork lately.
There were
and why they're stealing all his artwork and kicking him out of his house.
Were
There were
there?
yellow pages? I don't think so.
Time to Google.
Well,
I think there were actually back then. I think there were like libraries or like government
right.
facilities that had like books of people and their addresses or last known addresses.
The name and concept of the Yellow
For
Pages
voting and
came
things,
out
I
in
think.
1883, but
Right.
Okay.
when did it become widespread? The thing is, now, even if it exists, I feel like I'll be cheating.
Well, it might be just make sense that it's at the library back then.
Yeah.
Not easily accessible.
I'm cool.
But...
I'm cool with saying it's at the library.
Okay.
As long as you're okay with it.
Sure.
Okay. If it's at the
Okay.
library, then I vote that we go to the cemetery because books are.
Books are stupid and
Books
for
are
nerds.
stupid.
I agree.
Lame.
Yeah.
The only books
Okay.
I like are obituaries.
Oh my
Wow,
god,
that's-
it's dark.
Whoa. Someone take
Oh,
off his
God.
trench coat.
Okay, so you guys decided to go to the graveyard, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So let's just say you do escape the house without having to deal with the crazy guys. They are just still standing there.
I
as
shoot
they
them on the
were.
way out. No, I'm just kidding.
Please no. Having collected a couple of the papers you found and just remembering, I suppose, what the canvases looked like, as well as the half-finished statues, which had many similarities with the canvases. So you leave. As you recall, the walk throughout town, it was a little outside of town, but you're very quickly back in town, which you could also make any pit stops that you would like while you're on your
Does
way.
anyone need to go pee pee or poo poo?
I wouldn't mind stopping by the donut store.
Which exist.
Which exists?
Yeah, they're not frosted, but they're donuts.
Yeah,
Are they
get me
still
a
called
donut.
old-fashioned donuts back now? Then
They're just fashion donuts.
Fashionable donut. Yeah, just so we can have a bite to eat and then we'll be on our merry way. So we're not hungry, you know?
Okay.
And we can speak properly.
Well, it's nice to be fed, but since it takes literally 30 minutes, there's no rest. Your dragon does not get health back. Which I think you still have like a point or two off, despite your first aid.
I have 2 points
think-
off.
There you go.
Yeah, because we're going to a donut shop. He doesn't get any hit points. He just feels a little bit of a sugar crash and slightly bloated.
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
so no pit stops are made on the way to the graveyard. Now, by the time you get to the graveyard, the house, I think you guys entered there at like 4 p.m. Maybe took you like an hour and a half to rifle around everything. So that's 5:30. So let's say that when you get down to the graveyard, it's about 6.
Oh
What
my
if
God,
I
it's
have
dark.
extra skills in rifles?
Shut
Does
up.
it take me less time to rifle around?
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez.
Shut up.
It's the most fear dragon thing I've heard today.
So it is getting a bit dark, which thankfully fits the mood. They're Cthulhu Fatag donuts. They taste like octopus.
Can I get
Yes.
half a dozen Cthulhu for tads?
Sounds like
Man,
a
I don't know what a
amazing
Cthulhu is, but it's pretty good.
theme. Who knows? Okay, so you get there and it's September in Boston, well, Massachusetts. So it's getting dark. It is kind of dark actually. Kind of. It's twilight. Because it's spooky
Sparkly
that way.
vampires are everywhere.
Yes, exactly. It's spooky that way. So there's understandably not many people around the graveyard. The graveyard is sizable. The city has grown, and as such, its graveyard has grown. It is a little out of the way, as most graveyards are. So you kind of reach the end of the city and get into the outskirts with a couple stores, a couple houses dotted along a road. And it takes you maybe 10 minutes from there to get to the entrance of the graveyard, which is I don't even how big are graveyards? Hold on here. Let's try and do something comparable here. It's like maybe like let's say 80 yards, right? So it's not like a full football field.
And what is that in real measurements?
Well, I tried to give football field measurements to y'all, but maybe I should give
Okay,
rugby
European
fields.
football or American football?
American football.
Okay. No worries.
We're in America, okay?
Yeah. So let's say, okay,
We-
70 meters apparently. No,
70 meters. All right, cool.
yeah, length and width, let's say. So not the biggest. It's not like, you know.
You can see all the way back.
Yes,
into
exactly.
It.
And there's not really a lot of elevation either. Maybe a bit in the back where more important people are buried. But yeah, there's a place for the groundskeeper as you enter. It's not too big, and there doesn't seem anyone attending. They've probably already done whatever they have to do during the day, and just are going to make sure that no one goes grave robbing at night. But now they wouldn't really be super active. So you enter into the graveyard, and since you can see all the graveyard, whoever enters in first does see that there's like a couple, like a man and a woman off to the left, possibly just respecting whoever died. And then there is a lone person off to the far right corner.
Well, far right corner. Let's go. What's up? What's up, guy by yourself? Yeah.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up with you?
What's up?
Doing here?
Yeah. So you guys walk over there. It takes you a couple minutes. And as you start to approach him, do you guys do so casually?
Do we know what Joseph Carbuncle looks like?
Nope.
He's 23.
You know that much.
So he's like roughly my age. We'll probably get along with him.
How old does this guy look?
You haven't really seen his face yet.
Isn't he 70 meters away?
As you get closer, you see that he's wearing a trench coat, as all people do when they're rifling through a graveyard. And he is hunched over.
So he's also as edgy as feardragon is.
Yes. And he's fiddling with something, but you guys walking. I guess all of you are walking kind of casually towards him.
Anyone under 18 might want to mute. We'll wave when you can come back.
Oh God.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a good time with this campaign.
It's pretty dark, right?
It's getting dark. Your vision would be.
There's like not
scared.
a lot of lights in this cemetery or this
Nope,
graveyard.
not a lot of lights. Maybe there's one near the graveyard, and then there's some that can be lit to help the groundskeeper when he's doing his rounds, but they're not lit right now.
Okay.
Maybe I'll probably convince John Doe and Amos to let me approach first because I've got a very friendly face and I'm loved dearly by a lot of people, and we're roughly the same age. Maybe I can smooth them over a little bit.
I'm okay with it.
That's fine. Go for it. You know what? You first. Some axe murderer. That would really suck.
Yeah, I think if we all approach very quickly all at once, he might get spooked and run away.
That makes sense. So you guys have a little
say
discussion.
that out loud?
Yeah.
Okay. When you say that, I pull out my rifle.
Wow.
Oh gee. All right. Well, hopefully, discreetly, I'm gonna walk over to Carbuncle, and I'll be like, "Howdy doody there, my friendo."
Wow.
Howdy doody, my friendo.
Here's a burrito.
Well, maybe I could offer him this avocado.
Would you like this avocado in these trying times?
Good sir, you look quite famished. Would you like a slice of my avocado?
As you approach him, he doesn't hear your footsteps initially, but as soon as you're, a couple steps away, and before you can speak, he whips around, clearly spooked and on edge, but is also very similar in appearance to the men you found out the house. So he's very thin. First thing that you see, he really does need an apple or burrito or something. He's very nervous. He has rat-like features, long nose, skinny face, skinny chin, barely even a chin, really. His hair is like a mop that's been kind of combed over as he has started to prematurely bald, and he has very sketchy eyes. They're bloodshot. There's bags underneath them because he probably hasn't been sleeping ever.
Sounds horrible.
Your conclusion.
I say artosis. I've seen you on GSL.
Yeah, maybe at one point he could have been considered, like an interesting look, I suppose, but he was never handsome. and any charm that he might have had as a street rat turned thousandaire, I suppose, artist has completely gone.
Thousandaire.
Yeah, it's a lot of money back then.
Yeah, I know. This just sounds funny.
And you are pretty sure that all of this has been the result of, well, what you assume has happened in the house. So he, as I said, he whips around and he sees you and he immediately clutches whatever is in his arms and he goes, "What? Who are you? What are you doing here?"
Well, I'll just be like, "You look kind of hungry, my friend. You know, this avocado has a lot of good fats in it and very nutritious. Are you sure you don't want some? I'm about to crack it open. It's ripe."
Are you offering your body to this person?
No, the avocado.
Okay.
She literally has an avocado. Oh, the props are amazing. Okay, so he like is momentarily stupefied and he's like, what the hell is an avocado?
Oh, it's a berry.
Immediately thinking of blueberries, and then
Or
immediately
raspberries
thinking
or
of
strawberries or berries that people understand.
yeah, and then immediately thinking of poison. He goes, I don't want your stupid food. Who are you? Did they send you?"
Who do you think sent me?
He kind of stares at you, and he's not completely stupid. So he says, I guess they didn't.
Yeah, you can trust me.
That doesn't mean I can trust you. You just came up to me while I'm... He kind of tries to stand up a little straighter, but kind of fails. And he's like, you interrupted me while I'm working.
Oh, what are you working on?
What you doing? Not much.
It's like starts twirling her hair.
What you working on?
He kind of holds this bundle of things closer to his chest. He says, I'm looking at gravestones. That's what I'm being paid to do, is make gravestones.
Oh, you make gravestones. Who's paying you to do that?
People. He like looks back at the tombstone he was kind of in front of. Mr. Hallberry.
What? I thought he's dead.
Well, his family.
Oh, makes sense. That's cool.
Cool, dude.
Cool story.
There's been some pretty strange things happening lately, and I just thought maybe you could shed some insight on it. What about, all the strange things that's been happening in Arkham lately? What do you think? Just as a topic of conversation.
Strange things? I don't...
Mm-hmm.
What? Well, there's not... What do you mean happening in Arkham?
Well, there's this, people talking nonsense before they die, and then there's the acid rain situation. Have you heard about that?
I mean, I'm a citizen of Arkham, so I mean I've heard the same rumors as anyone else, but that doesn't mean anything. And he kind of looks at you, almost like for confirmation.
Well, what does the octopus tentacles mean to you?
That sets him a little on edge. And he goes, What octopus?
Like octopus tentacles. Any meaning to you? Ring any bells? Spark any memories?
His eyes kind of start to twitch. He's
Jogging any wheels there? Firing off and igniting any burners?
Please.
The wheels are turning. And he kind of twitches and goes, I don't know anything about that. I'm not a sailor. I don't. And he just shakes his head.
Okay, well, see, me as a fellow artist, I feel like I can relate to the creative adventure you're going on.
You're making assumptions here.
Huh?
You're making assumptions here.
Oh, I didn't ask if he was an artist. I
Or
mean,
even
but he's
who he is.
he's in the
Making gravestones is artistry.
It's like, what's your name?
So my name's Avocado. What's yours?
Okay, so that's what you say. He goes, you named yourself after a berry?
I did. Isn't it cool?
Ain't it cool?
That's a weird. You're kind of weird. He doesn't answer your question.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, these are my friends, and then I introduce John and.
I'm very far away.
Okay, I'm just gonna introduce Amos.
I'm
to the
closer
back
than
and you're like
Mike.
this tiny little
I didn't
finger.
realize she gestured at me because I'm too busy pinching the bridge of my nose and just sort of like, I'm in audible range of all this, this interaction, which once again doesn't feel superhuman, but.
Okay, so
I'll walk over.
He noticed you and like the John Doe way back there, but he assumed that you
40
guys
yards back. Yeah.
were non-threatening, especially since she was good at being off-putting. I'm gonna say that much. So he just kind of watches you warily. He obviously respects you a little bit more already. He's a little threatened by you being a big man with.
I'm a big man.
I guess he doesn't see your gun, but he still is intimidated by your size. This guy is he's like 5'11", but he's like 100 pounds. Swear to God. So he could be beat up by basically anyone. So he just watches you, and he's like, "That's nice. You guys really shouldn't. If you don't have business at the graveyard, you guys should really start to leave. There's rumors about what happens here, so I'll be on my way as well in a couple minutes here."
Hold on there, sir. We know he's Carbuncle, right? At this point.
Yes, it's a good guess.
Mm-hmm. So we don't actually 100% know. Okay. Well, saying you're Carbuncle, right?
And he looks at you and he goes, "Yes, I am. Are you a fan of my work?"
I ignore that question.
I am.
No comment.
Especially the octopus tentacles.
You've seen my work then, were you at the gallery?
I've seen it.
It was super cool.
It was super good. Yes, that particular piece garnered much attention. But as I said, we should all probably leave soon.
Well, hold on there, boy. Where are you going?
I've done what I've come to do. I know what a graveyard tombstone looks like, and now I'll be on my way.
Maybe we can escort you back to your house.
Hang on, let me look at my character sheet here. Why did I make my intimidate so low? I'm so dumb.
Do we, during this whole conversation, the other two that were there, are they still just standing around? Do we see them like paying respects or talking or?
Are they pressing F?
Probably at this time the couple has walked away. It's getting late and graveyards are spooky.
So it's just us.
Yep.
Can I try and charm this fella into divulging a little bit more about what he's actually doing here? Because he's clearly lying.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm gonna charm, or maybe persuade.
Yeah, go for the.
I'm gonna persuade him to
do it.
To trust us.
You persuaded.
There we go. And
damn it! Why do we suck?
You guys can re-roll.
Okay,
you can push a roll.
Push.
Push a roll, but if it fail again, it's
if
worse.
it fails, something catastrophic supposed to happen.
Fails, I'll just kneecap him.
Can I try? Oh God! So in this graveyard, we have a picture of it, right?
Oh yes, we do. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Whereabouts is he situated?
Situated.
Where's he
Here
situated?
we go, guys.
Actually, show the chat. Yeah.
Prepare for the fanciness. Look at that graveyard. So.
God damn.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It would be probably bigger than this, I suppose, but basically multiply this times 2, and that's what you got. Okay. So you would be in the top right corner. I can actually drag your guys's whatchamacallits.
Token things?
There we go, token thingies. On here.
Oh, cool.
Also, I didn't actually
Put
make.
me where I gotta be, keeper.
My bad. I didn't actually make.
You have a
Ah! None of this is working.
Charming a weird guy in a graveyard. This is Call of Cthulhu, all right.
I was trying to persuade him.
I'm trying to charm this guy.
I lied. You can't actually. I could have sworn you could have.
I tried to do it too.
Yeah. But no.
Oh wait, there's a bag called tokens.
Yeah, but it should just you should those should be your tokens. Well, here's the drawing. Appreciate my drawing. You guys would be over here. Well, I guess more like over here, I suppose, because he's ahead of the tombstone.
Okay. I see your scribbles.
Thank you.
Okay.
I like my scribbles.
Is there actually meant to be a staircase going down a grave there?
Up? I think it's up.
Up?
Yeah, that would be the little elevation, I suppose, leading to the fancier ones. There's nothing so dramatic as this gigantic, please come hither dungeon. It's
like,
not that enticing.
I guess it would be kind of weird to have a pharaoh's tomb inside of Massachusetts.
Yeah.
But
there are fancier, things that you would see in like a Paris graveyard or whatever, but nothing so inviting.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's gigantic.
Oh.
Ah!
Is that me?
Oh my god!
No. Oh no.
That's so funny.
And also kind of horrifying.
Kind of horrifying, yeah. There's no way to make it smaller. We'll just let that be.
You're here.
We'll try again later.
It's like when I used to work for GameStop and someone came in and they were like, "What's your favorite game?" And I just waved at the wall and went, "That one."
There you go. Okay, so that hopefully that's a better representation.
All right. Cool. All right. So we haven't ascertained what he's doing there yet. He's lying to us, clearly, because he's being jittery and weird about it.
Yes, you both failed at persuasion, so you guys.
And we both failed at persuasion. And Ravi's like,
Probably under drugs.
Leaving?
I think he looks like his face is being grated in like some kind of food processor, right? Like he's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty sure that he said about his character is like scarred everywhere.
Oh yeah, but not.
Yeah, he's pretty ugly.
But I am just naturally extremely.
Extremely ugly.
Make more of those sounds.
So
Maybe you get along with him better then.
Is he peacing out?
He's about to.
He's about to head up an Uber and go back to his hotel.
If he makes it like close enough to the gate, and I see that.
No. We know more information. We can get a response out of this guy.
As you guys are deliberating and have failed to charm him twice, you start to hear noises, which don't sound very nice. The first person to hear this would be feardragon, who is farthest back. You start to hear sounds. You start to hear footsteps, but more like dragging footsteps, and what's the word? Like thrashing.
Shuffling?
Yeah, more like thrashing limbs, I guess. And
Oh my god.
the snarl of what sounds to be, it sounds like an animal. And as Feardragon hears this, Carbuncle drops everything he was holding and looks around and goes, "You guys, I told you we shouldn't have been here. We shouldn't have been here." And he tries to scramble behind one of these tombstones, these bigger, let's say, caskets. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, so he's not leaving.
No,
He's hiding.
he's hiding.
Do you guys want to go?
Well, I'm looking for the sound. Like, what's? I'm distracted by this noise.
So you guys start looking around, understandably, especially since he freaks out. You would roll, because it is getting a little dark, more than a little dark. You're going to have trouble seeing the sound, the source of the sound immediately. Right now, it sounds like it's getting closer from the left side of the graveyard, and it still sounds a lot like an animal that has gone insane, something with the rabies.
Oh my.
Gun pulled because animals are no joke.
We should probably try and escort Carbuncle out of the graveyard. And then he will be grateful that we saved his life.
What?
Okay.
We could take him to the donut store.
So, okay, in order. Maynard, so feardragon, what is your first action?
I think I just try and get a more concrete idea of where the sound is coming from, and I already had my gun pulled out to kneecap this guy, so I'm doing this with my gun.
All right, that's good.
It's just the whole time it's been pointed at his kneecaps. It's just no matter.
Yes, actually, something akin to that.
Yeah. As you look around, and again, I'm going to try and use a token here. That is a beautiful token. You do see... Oh, this is so much better. Hold on. Get away. You do see what looks to be like a man shuffling towards you.
Did it look like that token?
No, not quite.
Okay.
It looks like this one.
Ooh.
Does it look like it's bleeding and just got...
You can't really tell. What now? Right now, it stumbles towards you. You see it is a man.
Zombie.
Even with the fact that because it's supposed to be a sniper rifle, I do have a sight.
You could try to look through it.
Okay.
You have iron sights. So
I think if I couldn't see normally, I would look through it.
Okay, so I don't even know what the rule would be. Maybe it'd still be kind of spot hidden-ish, right?
Yeah, I'm okay
Yeah,
with
so
spot.
go spot hidden.
I don't have a great thing in this, so it's probably gonna fail.
Regular
Ooh.
Success. Okay, so you are the first one that has to roll a sanity check.
Sweet.
You look through the scope, very old scope, and see that this man is not just hunched over and shuffling towards you with his limbs seemingly just like moving apart from his body. You also see that he has clearly been rolled around in dirt and probably lost part of his the skin and organs covering his ribcage to maybe like a monster or a wolf attack. And you don't know what exactly to call it because I don't think zombies actually existed back then. But you do know that it is probably something of the undead and something super horrifying that you've never seen before. And your brain struggles to cope with seeing something in real life, and you have to roll a sanity check.
Awesome. I'm excited. How do I do this?
You should just be able to go to sanity and literally roll it.
If I do this, I think I'm just gonna drop the number 99 in. They dropped the number 99
Oh, did it?
in.
Well, that's not very helpful. You're right.
But next to sanity, there's just the max that is listed there. There's my current one, I guess I can... Oh, when I hover over current, it does.
Give you dice.
Yeah, why do I already have...
So no one has 99. That's just the max you could have, but no one started off with max. All right, so you fail your sanity check. And
I'm allowed to push sanity.
It's literally been...
I think you can.
No, I don't think... No, you don't... I don't think you can push it. You can't re-attempt to understand.
Part of me remembers doing it, like pushing sanity check and it going badly.
You might have been... Okay, well, I don't think I should have done that, I guess.
Okay.
It's okay. I wasn't going to do it now. It's just more for the future.
Yeah, because it's not something that you can try. It's not like you broke a lock and are like, well, I'm still going to try to force my way through it. It's something that your brain like immediately reacts to. So, probably shouldn't have let you guys push that. But I am trying to establish just how insane you're going to go, which is always the tricky part.
Fantastic.
And it's been... We didn't do a sanity check last time, so it's been like a month and a half. 2 months since we've done the sanity thing.
Don't worry, guys. The worst that could happen, I'm just holding a sniper rifle in my hand.
Same person with a loaded gun.
I think because this is the
before.
most complicated... Hey, my cat took my spot when I lifted the
can move the zombie guys.
Well, do a little dance with them.
The other direction.
Okay. If you roll over your current sanity, you lose a greater amount of sanity points, right? Sanity loss is generally described for an event, something like... Right. Choosing how much sanity your character loses rolls equals your under's sanity. Oh, okay.
I don't like that.
My bad. Okay. So what happens in Call of Cthulhu? Break in explanation, I suppose, here for the chat is that this is so much more about sanity battles than anything else. That you are there's actually no getting away with keeping your sanity at max or at your current sanity level. You will lose sanity points. So even if you were to pass that, you still would lose sanity points, just as a matter of exactly how many. So since you actually lost it, yeah, so since you did lose a sanity roll, I'm going to make you roll a dice to see exactly how much you lost. Now, zombie is not the freakiest thing you've ever seen, even if it is totally new to you. So I'm going to say you want to roll a 1d6. And you lost 6 sanity points.
You got the most.
So that actually is a big deal because an investigator loses 5 more sanity points as a consequence of a single sanity roll. He or she has suffered major emotional trauma.
Is it any better if I now have 69 sanity though?
No, doesn't help you.
Worth a shot.
Now
Nice.
roll a 1d100, so the percentage die. What is your intelligence? Sorry, maybe roll intelligence.
Okay, I'll just.
I mean, that's actually fine. Don't reroll.
Okay.
So it was 35. We don't have to reroll for that, but maybe next time we'll use intelligence.
Yeah.
So if it's equal or less than their intelligence, and 35 was less than.
My intelligence is 75.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty smart.
I am. I just not very eloquent.
Which means you actually passed it, so it's actually a bad thing in this situation. So if you pass the intelligence check, it means that you fully understand what you saw. So you don't just go like, wow, that's kind of freaky, and then shoot its brains out. You go, holy shit, that is a living, undead human that is going to try and attack me and do something terrible, because I don't know if they know they eat brains or not. So you also have to roll 1d10 to see how long you're going to go insane.
Wow.
2
Oh,
hours.
That's not too bad.
2 hours is not too bad. This does mean that I temporarily take control of your character and he will start doing terrible, stupid things.
Also, the whole campaign last week was like 3 hours past. So it's basically like a whole day.
Yes. Well,
That's
yeah.
fun.
You guys will have to like walk into the streets, I suppose, but eventually get over it.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah. So that is this is supposed to be the, oh god, no, we're in deep shit. But instead of like up against a dragon in D&D, it's up against your actual sanity. So, and it's very difficult to regain sanity. So it's far more likely that you guys will just go insane and have to reroll characters as it is that you guys will die and have to reroll characters. And it is definitely possible that you guys will go legitimately insane. As I've seen here, we finally did one successfully, accurately, I think, the whole way through. It can go quick. The more scary things.
Your dragon's gonna be the first one to go insane.
Taking bets.
Some would argue he's already there.
It's a very different question than being the first one to die, though.
First one to die, maybe that will be also fear dragon.
Let's just say the first one. I'm taking bets on the first one that needs to re-roll his character.
Yeah, fear dragon.
Let's say that. Or her character.
I have a higher
fear
bet
dragon-
that I'm gonna end up killing one of you.
Oh, you can try.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
Okay, so he goes insane, but the good news is, as he looks on the scope, realizes what he sees, and starts to just think terrible thoughts about his reality and his place in the world, He does let out a scream, which is usually uncharacteristic of him, but so be it. So while you guys were starting to get suspicious, because Carbuncle had just hidden and John Doe was starting to get all prepped for action, you guys now look exactly where he was looking and is now stumbled forward another good couple, well, even dozen steps, and is in plain sight of you guys as well. So Maynard, I believe, is now closest to it because Livibee was closest to Carbuncle. So Maynard, you get the first
Sanity
sight.
time.
Sanity time.
Sanity time.
Business time.
Where's my business time? Sanity. I grab the number and roll. Oh no, I don't. I just roll a 1d100, right?
Yes, so you roll 1d100.
Can I type /roll, or is it the dice on the far left?
Actually, where is the dice? No, that's not. That's the d20.
Oh, that's a d20. I don't see a 100 at the bottom.
Yeah, it's usually there. Either way, you can just.
It's /roll.
I think he just took from his current sanity, so drag current sanity instead of max.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Okay. So you actually succeeded. So because you succeeded, it's not as bad. Maybe the you were alerted, perhaps. You expected something terrible. So you only lose like 2 sanity for seeing a literal walking dead person.
Okay. So do I make that change, or do you make that change?
Well, you can. I trust you to make the change if you would like.
I'm trying to, but I'm like.
You're accidentally rolling everything.
No. Well, yes.
Oh,
yes.
you're double
also, I'm just trying to change the fucking number.
That is a good point. I also have trouble.
And there's a button that says temporary insanity, which I don't want. Oh, and indefinite insanity is another button right underneath it. I'm like, this seems important. Yeah, I'm just trying. Okay, can I just type in here then? So it's 60. Oh, there we go. I just type in there.
Okay, I was like, somehow
there's no cursor letting me know that I can that I'm typing in this box.
There we go.
So it's 60. Okay.
So 68, right?
Yeah, it's a good program.
It takes some getting used to. Okay, so next up is Livibee. Go for the sanity check. Ooh. Okay, so you only lose 1 sanity. You extreme success. You are a weird person, and you had forewarning.
I've seen worse things in the outback.
Yeah, exactly. So you are actually pretty okay. You're just like, that's something new I've never seen before.
I've always wanted to fight some zombies.
Yeah.
I don't see that every day.
Only 1 point. It's like, this is
It's
what.
like, crikey, that's weird.
But you guys still have to fight it. So now you are fighting it at the disadvantage of one of your teammates being under my control.
All right, I'm gonna. So we've identified it's hostile. We're going insane. We're in battle. Got it.
Yes, you are. So actually, let's.
All right, I'm gonna line up a shot. Who is there like a check on who goes first? I guess I have like a. It's not like an initiative thing like D&D.
You should go first.
You have dex. The hell is it called?
Okay. Well then, it's just like an initiative in D&D usually.
Well, I know, but it's in this one. It's just your stat. Your initiative is your something stat. I'm trying to get a point up. Dexterity stat. There we go.
You roll dexterity, or is it just what
it's
just
your stat. It just automatically places.
It's like the ATB in Final Fantasy, where the person with the highest dexterity.
Yeah.
Mine's 75.
Yeah, there's no roll. You guys would always start off this way, unless it's one of those situations where one of you is a lot closer or something like that. So I'm going to drag you guys. You have a combat tracker that hopefully you all can see. I'm setting up here.
Yay, fighting! All right. I'm excited.
I'm good at fighting. But
you're crazy, so you're not really that great.
Yeah. You're like a swarm host. You're useful when you have locusts.
I'm still good at fighting.
Let's bring a zombie on here. But not me. The zombie in game.
All right. I'm So I take a shot. Oh, do we have? Are we waiting for the combat thing to pop up on our end?
Yeah. So actually, Avocado has the highest dexterity. So.
Okay. That's me. I'm gonna have to throw my avocado at the zombie's head.
And you guys currently can't see this.
I can see the zombie.
If you open combat tracker.
Oh.
Which is in the top right, it's the swords.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I see it. Yep.
Cool. Yeah. So that should make things easier. I went over this in the video, but even I've forgotten honestly. So you can drag your target to the zombie, I believe, and then you just drag your there's a way to, well, if you can't do it in this combat tracker, you can always just do it in your character sheet, but there should be a way to do it if I can even figure it out here. Wait, what is this button? Oh. Buttons. Whoopsie-daisy. Ignore that repeat, Avocado. You don't get 2 turns. Why is there a... Oh. Oh, ha! I can change whose turn it is. Fancy. So, I made it appropriately Avocado's turn. What is your action while I fiddle with this, I suppose?
She's throwing a fruit at this thing.
I'm throwing my berry at the zombie's head.
Good God, these people that I've put my lives in with.
Well, eventually, if it can't take the berry out, it'll go bad and it'll rot.
Keep being insane in the corner.
Aha! Ha! Finally.
Aha!
Hold on. I can do this. I literally did this in the thing, and now I can't do it. Can you try doing it? If you drag, can you drag? Oh, I figured it out. I did it. Just kidding. I'm a genius. So now you are targeting the avocado, the zombie. You're throwing an avocado at it, so I guess you would actually roll throw in this situation. So you have to do it through your character sheet.
Okay. Oh, my throw's not the best.
Extreme success.
Yes.
Whoa!
You throw this.
Livibee's insane. Her character's like the weirdest character in D&D history, and she rolls like a beast. This Grandmaster rolls.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, right. I don't even know what to say. So I don't even know what you would roll. Roll 1d10, or I guess, because you had an extreme success. No. That's too much. Hold on. How much an avocado do to a zombie? Roll. I think regularly it would do 1d2. That would make more sense. So roll 1d4. There we go.
You were saying 1d10. I was like, if she rolls a 10.
Yeah, right.
Wait, was that a 4? No, I think I just threw a 6. Wait.
There's no d4. Or, yes, there is. There's the, you rolled a d6. So the d4 is the triangle, the pyramid.
Oh, the triangle? Okay. Sorry.
That's much better. So you do 4 damage.
Sweet.
You think as, like, ultimate leader of the thing, I could just easily click on his health points and change it, but you'd be wrong.
You'd think that this app with all of its pretty graphics would be intuitive and easy to use.
So
think
a
again.
lot of places I have just been able to click on something, and if it doesn't indicate that I can edit it, but if I just start typing numbers, it does change.
Yeah, feardragon's right. I was able to change it.
Huh.
Nice.
Huh.
So now it's down to 10 hit points. So basically what happens, I guess, in game is that you chuck this avocado, which I guess is still on its shell at the very least, making it a little bit.
It must be very, like, fresh
yeah,
and quite firm.
It's actually
not one of those ones you make walk out of, but, like, you know.
Yeah, it's still stone. Like, when you squish it, it doesn't squish at all.
Yeah, right.
And you chuck it at him, and your aim is so true that you hit it right in, like, its eye. And it actually is like, ah!
It's like, nah!
Right in it.
It literally makes that sound because it's a zombie. It doesn't have many sounds to make.
Wow. That just happened.
I don't think crits work.
Critical
like that.
damage.
This is our campaign!
The story of the campaign. ZombieGrub tries to set up really, really awesome environments that are really deep and dark and menacing. And then we fucking throw avocados at zombies.
She's like, "G'day, mate. I'm cheerful and I want to be an art student. Take my fucking berry."
Oh my god.
This is the most anime Call of Cthulhu ever.
It really is. So that is successful. That was very successful. You know, Maynard has to follow that up.
Yeah. Try and top
God,
that,
it's
Maynard.
such a hard act to follow. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna try attacking this zombie with an actual weapon. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to throw the not throw. I'm going to. Well, actually, I am like in the client going to throw my gun dice onto the thing, right? So firearms. Get her done.
Success.
Regular success.
Damn it. Do I roll a 1d4?
Yeah, that's what it says, and yeah. Well,
1d.
yeah, go ahead.
I think that's it.
Ooh,
God,
just 1 point. Whoops.
what a lame.
Ignore that. Oh well, now it's
How much damage you do?
just
1.
damage.
I fired a fucking revolver like a hand cannon, and you did more damage than the stupid fucking fruit berry thing.
It's
This
not.
game's stupid.
It,
Fuck this game.
it let me change it before, but no, it won't let me.
That was awesome.
Amazing.
You guys better hope that I get a chance to shoot at this
There we go.
fucking zombie. Because you guys have not seen yet how much damage this rifle does.
Okay. So yeah, let's not forget that. Like, let's actually put you in here. That you are a part of the fight. You're just crazy.
Oh, actually, I actually think my gun's not a 1d4, actually, now that I think about it. In the guide, it was something else. Hold up. Overrule. Objection. Hang on.
Sustained.
It
Damn
it has on your character sheet that your revolver is a 1d10.
Yeah,
Yeah. Why'd you roll a 4?
because I'm stupid. Can I roll again, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, here we go.
Okay, that's better.
Game's fucking stupid!
doubled your
Half
damage.
of my avocado.
It is a
Duh.
2. You roll a 2. You literally shoot this guy. You're like, no, it's my turn. Take out
It's
your
my
gun.
turn. This thing's dead.
Aim precisely.
1 shot, 1 kill.
And you shoot it, and it's still like recovering from the avocado, so it's like, and then it gets like kind of shot in like its like rib bone that's like protruding, but it doesn't really care about its ribs anymore, and it's like, yeah, it continues stumbling towards you.
That's awesome.
Guys, just letting you know that for our Patreon of the Call of Cthulhu campaign, you can get ZombieGrub making zombie noises on CD and vinyl. Go to $100 Patreon campaign.
That sounds like an amazing Patreon.
I would buy it.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, it's time to go to bed. I put on my Bluetooth headset and I just close my eyes, get ready, and it's just like, Like, oh, it's
Sounds you
perfect.
also make up when you wake up.
Yeah. When your pet starts licking your face when you're just trying to wake up. I'm like,
This is zombie being hit by avocado.
Yeah, track 1.
Track 1.
Track
What's
1.
Okay, so the zombie's still stumbling towards you, but it's very slow. So Amos, despite going insane and just like yelling bloody murder to get you guys' attention, has now calmed down. But he's working through some things, man. He does not understand life right now. You can die.
My next shot will be better. I just this doesn't usually happen to me. I must be tired.
Yeah, too much to drink. I understand.
Yeah, too much to drink. I got an early meeting.
Yeah, exactly. So you are still kind of almost like just you've dropped your gun. Not you've unaimed your gun. You've dropped the barrel
I've unaimed
down.
my gun. That's right. Like, I was aiming my gun, then all of a sudden I wasn't.
And now you're clutching your face with your hand. You just can't really grasp what you've seen. You swear that it's actually not real, because that would mean that dead people can walk again, and you're in a graveyard full of a bunch of people that could pop out of the ground at any second and kill you, and you are paralyzed.
It's
so
a terrifying thought. Yeah.
you don't do
Wow.
anything.
God.
And now the zombie just stumbled forward quite close to Amos, who was the one lagging behind. Goes for a swipe. I think that's his attack, anyways. Actually, I don't think is that actually the fight? I think this is. I'm pretty sure this was taken from a zombie because it's the closest thing you could find to a human. Oh nope, I was wrong. Just kidding. So the zombie here, so it has 8 hit points. Let's replace it with this zombie. Zombie 2! But not actually. It's still zombie 1. Here we go. So it goes for a bite. I think I can just roll this.
Is this like a Dawn of the Dead zombie? If I get bitten, am I gonna become one?
Who knows?
It's one of those.
Woohoo!
Who knows?
It fails, actually. So, luckily, it's so slow, right, that even when you're clutching your head and you're just like, this can't be real, this can't be real, you still know that there is something dangerous in front of you, and you kind of just like stumble backwards out of its reach as it clumsily tries to move its head forward and bite you. Plus, it only has one eye because of the avocado, so.
Glorious avocado.
So that makes sense. And back to Avocado's turn.
Okay. Can I grab the gun and try and shoot it? Or maybe like a knife?
Are we going to hot potato this thing between each other?
Or maybe if I think feardragon also has a knife. Maybe if he passes me a weapon. I'm like, I shout out, I was like, can someone pass me a weapon?
You can totally rely on me. Just ask me to throw you a knife.
I mean...
This won't go wrong.
I'm willing to take the chance.
Are you?
Pointer.
Okay.
Yes. So this would be like where feardragon is. Carbuncle is over here. Oh, I gotta do that again. Hiding. We're doing shapes now, guys. Maynarde would have been like here or something equivalent. And Livibee would actually be the farthest away because she was closest. And then the zombie is approximately, if he was, a tenth of the size, about here.
Yeah, nice.
Attacking John Doe. So, what do you do again? You try and convince John Doe to throw you a knife?
Yeah, or maybe I could even just spot hidden to see if I can find a weapon around me, since I threw my avocado. I don't have a weapon.
Okay. It's up to you. This is your
I'll just look
adventure.
around.
Okay. So go ahead and spot hidden. You fail.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's not good.
Both in the fact that it's dark and it's hard to see stuff, but also that there's not much to throw around here. Unless you could pick up a tombstone, which would be really hard. So, okay. I would say you have another opportunity to do something. It's like kind of just like a quick look around.
Mm-hmm. Can I spot hidden again? Or maybe just run up to...
Let's say, yeah, but you're going to have to move. You think that this place has already been searched.
Right, okay. Maybe I can run up to John and try and get a weapon off of it.
So you're like...
I scurry over. I scurry over with my little avocado legs. I'm like, John, I know you're going through some really dark shit right now, but please, pass me a weapon.
I think there's actually a roll to break through the cloudiness, but I don't recall what it is. Sanity. Nope, actually, just reality check. We haven't gotten there yet. So, no, he's gonna keep acting insane. And if you want to take anything from him, you'd have to physically take it from him.
Okay, can I try and physically reach over and grab at Avi's pocket?
Yes. Let's see what would have to be done here. What do we got?
I'm on the edge of my seat here to watch this interaction unfold.
Gonna go great.
It's gonna be great. I'm gonna grab this insane person's sharp object out of their pocket.
It'd be like a pickpocket, so a sleight of hand would make the most sense.
Sleight of hand? Yeah.
Which is not high for any of you.
Not very high.
It's quite high for me.
Oh, okay. You were also a thief. So did you mean to push the roll?
Fumble. No, what? Did it roll twice?
Yes.
Oh,
I think it took your second one as a push.
Ooh.
Oh.
Actually, no, it didn't. It's just that you rolled a 99 on the second one, so it's a complete fail. So I'd go with the first one.
Oh. Whoops. Okay. I didn't mean to roll it twice.
Yeah, okay, so you go with the first one. I mean, you just regular fail. And, you know, you fumble through, but he's kind of thrashing around a little bit, and you can't feel anything that is useful.
Okay. Yikes.
And that should be your turn. You've
Yeah.
done everything you can. So now it is
I've done
John Doe's
everything.
turn. Or, sorry, it's Amos Tolliver's turn.
Yep, I'm taking a shot.
I gotta cook in some
It just
water.
skips me.
Well, you should be going last.
You're insane.
Okay.
Oh, actually, okay, you go.
No, he should be going last, like
Oh,
before the zombie, but after you.
okay,
It automatically defaults initiative.
okay, taking the shot.
Okay.
Regular success.
It's really hard for you to fail with that many points in it.
It is, but I'm wanting my crit headshot here, and it's not happening. And dice are stupid, and whoever invented them can rot in hell. Hey, there we go. Hey,
Hey!
dice are cool.
Nice.
Dungeons
Nicely
and Dragons
done.
is great.
So you finally, like maybe after the initial shock of seeing a zombie and having to actually use your combat training, which you haven't had to do yet, you finally steady your aim and you shoot right towards the beast's head and pull the trigger. And since it is now pretty close, you blow its head to smithereens.
Fuck yeah.
Pop!
Down you go, beast.
Pop goes the zombie. It kind of, like its body kind of recoils from it and then it just
One
falls.
time from the keeper, can we get a zombie dying, please? Okay.
You're welcome. It'd be more dramatic and like if it was like not its head blown off, but I'm afraid it doesn't make much sound when its head is blown off.
Yeah, I suppose it can't really groan when its head's missing.
Yeah, and it's not even like it rolled off its shoulders and is like howling on the side. It just literally was blown apart.
Exploded.
So can't really make a lot of sounds. So you guys successfully killed the zombie.
Fuck yeah. Good
Way to
work,
go,
team.
guys.
Yay!
And, only one of you went insane.
Can I go back and collect my avocado
Yes. If
and
you
put
would
it back
like
in my
to
bag? I gotta put it
collect
back in my
avocado.
pocket.
Seems important.
It's very important.
Might need that later.
I mean, it's your only weapon. You were rifling through the pockets of an insane person when that avocado was thrown, so you better get it now.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool.
Cool.
So you pick that up. This guy can go ahead and go bye-bye. Success! Way to go,
Yeah.
guys.
Nice.
As a reminder, we are supposed to be improving our skills ever so slightly every time we use them in a campaign. So I'll have to figure that out afterwards. So usually you can just like keep like a mark if this was a sheet. I'm not sure you do it on this thing, but you just like tick off the fact that you use something in this session. There we go. All right, so
Did you say this lesson?
yeah, I was about to say this lesson. Teaching y'all. World's toughest avocado. Probably. Yeah, I wouldn't eat it, but you do you. That's fine.
Oh, you can eat it if it does
I
2
mean,
damage.
still in the shell. It's still in the shell.
Yeah, it's nature's protection. Anyways, so you guys are giving each other a pat on the back. Well, John Doe is still kind of going crazy.
Not me. It's not the first humanoid I've killed.
Humanoid.
It's like, yeah, it's down. Humanoid.
But now that you've dealt with that, you remember that Carbuncle went and hid.
Yeah. Carbuncle, get out! Where's he at? Is he going to find me?
Carbuncle kind of is like, that won't be the last one. he just stays.
Oh man, is there more of these things? Where are they coming from?
He just said that there's more. Yeah, where are they coming from? The ground, I think.
At this point, he kind of like looks around the whatchamacallit. It's a coffin, but there's official like word for the above ground one. But anyways, he kind of looks around. I thought a crypt was like you could enter into it. Well, I guess the thing that is he's behind on the map is a crypt. You're not wrong about that. But anyways, he kind of looks around it, sees if there's anything, sees if you guys are not turning into zombies or whatever would happen, and scrambles forward and starts collecting the things that he dropped when the zombie appeared. And he starts saying like, I don't know what causes it. I don't know anything that goes on. Okay, I'm not that high of. I don't get told anything. I come here, I collect things, and occasionally those things pop up and I don't know what to do, so I run. When I run, they don't seem to chase. I don't know what it means, but I need to get out of here. Sarcophagus. Thank you, Creative Beast.
Sarcophagus, good stuff, Creative. It's completely blanked on it as well.
Never heard that word before.
Sarcophagus?
Yeah.
It's like what pharaohs and stuff are put in, like a big stone coffin.
Cool. All right.
So yeah. He just continues to collect his things.
Can we snatch his things and
I want to know what he's collecting.
Sure, you can try. It would let's see here. This is more about speed than anything else. So let's say just roll a dexterity check.
All of us?
Well, you are no longer close to him, so I would say Maynard's really only capable of doing it.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotta go for the snatch, grab.
Snatch and grab.
Got
it. It's a hard success. Okay, so
got him.
Rip it out of his hand.
Yeah.
Basically the equivalent of ripping off like the tablecloth on a fully made table. Nothing falls over.
Yeah, exactly. So while he's collecting things, you quickly come over and snatch something out of his hand, which he desperately tries to claw back, but then kind of like almost whimpers as he realizes he's not getting it back from the tall, scary, big man. And just continues to collect whatever else on the ground and hoard what he has. So as you look at it, it is not too surprisingly, it is another statue, except it looks like it's been dug up. It's got dirt all over it, and it's been worn away in many places, and it is a statue of actually what looks to be, hold on, did you have some history knowledge, Maynard?
I had a little bit, I think. Just a second. Let me just check. I think maybe mine. I have not that much. I have a 5, so not really.
Okay, no. That wasn't...
And I have like a 1 in ecology, 5 in appraise. So
yeah. I guess maybe
it's feardragon.
You can pass it to me. I've got some history.
Yeah, she's got history and art, and then feardragon didn't have any of that. He's completely a fighter. So it might have been Oli Molly's character. So anyways, you look at it and you can't actually tell anything. You just, what you see is that it's worn away. It, it's a human-like being wearing a big hat, is what you would describe it as, that kind of falls on its head and goes back behind its head. And it's very upright and has a skirt, what you would say was a skirt, and a muscular chest, and it was clearly holding something, but it's been broken off since then. And it's about, again, like 6 inches.
What's my current state? Like, how does insanity work outside of combat? Can I do anything?
Kind of no. So every so often, you could have hallucinations, and you're gonna have to do reality checks. So you are capable of making some decisions with my input, basically. So you could be like, well, I want to look, and I'd be like, well, you're going to look, but then you're also going to hallucinate.
Okay.
Is what I'm going to go with. It actually just really says, like, you're just going to be insane for a couple hours, but that could get boring. So yeah, that's what it looks like to Maynard. What do you do now?
Is this similar to the statue that we had in the bag before?
No. The other statue, which you guys, I guess I didn't put it in your notes, but it is, that statue had like a 2-inch like rod coming out of the base, and it held this sphere that had tentacle-like things growing out of it. So it's not at all like
scary.
it.
Scary. All right. And that's all we've got. We've grabbed this. We've got this statue out of his hand.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is.
Well, yeah, you don't know what it is.
Can you pass it to me? I'll inspect it.
Yeah, you take it. Take it. Go.
Okay. Can I roll my history?
Yeah.
Cool.
Regular success. Cool.
Cool.
You're really good at rolling.
Maybe even failed any rolls.
I don't know.
Yeah, I failed trying to get the knife of this insane
That's true.
John Doe.
God, you're like opposite fear dragon.
Too soon.
So when you look at it, you actually, you've done a fair bit of traveling, and you are interested in all forms of art. So you know some like art history, right, to be pretty specific. Yeah. And you do recognize it as being just very Egyptian. You know, there's been a lot of digs around this time period, and you recognize its sharp angles and its clothing.
Okay. I will let Amos know this is an Egyptian type statue. What's Carbuncle doing with an Egyptian statue?
Let's ask him.
Let's ask him.
Yeah. Carbuncle, why are you getting these statues? These, apparently my friend says, Egyptian statues. What do you want with them?
So he's trying to collect everything together so he can actually start moving, and he looks at you, and he's clearly, he doesn't want an answer. So you're gonna have to try and persuade him.
Alright, should I persuade?
Yeah, that's what you choose to do.
Alright, with my amazing
Jesus
amount
Christ.
of persuasion.
You rolled a
and
2!
Charming good looks.
Oh, God.
I am going to give Carbuncle the flutter of the eyelids and ask very kindly.
This is so overpowered.
Like,
Carbuncle, listen, my dude, we've got to know the answer. We just want to help you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so for some reason, he just feels very like, it's the empathy thing, all right? It's like two kindred artistic souls, all right? And he feels like he can trust you since you helped him against the zombie, and you haven't hurt him, and you've been very nice to him. So he kind of lets his guard down. He's like, well, you guys are, you probably don't, it's for work, okay? It's, I have some debt to certain people, and it's just I find myself unable to do what they ask. So instead of doing what they ask, I search around, and I get interesting figurines and artwork, and he kind of like lets his bundle of things kind of show like a little bit forward, and it's just more of those statues, some shoddy looking than others, some clearly fakes, they're like clearly very new and not at all valuable, and pulls them back, and I just it's for a debt to be owed, and hopefully it saves my life.
Does this have anything to do with this cult that we keep hearing about?
Again, he like kind of like he reacts to the word cult, and he's like, "Well, do you know about the cult? The cult?"
We saw papers in your house saying that that this cult needs things from you. Is this what they need?
You were in my room?
I was gonna say that.
I found your toys, boy. Some of your magazines, kid. If you want us to not tell mom and dad about them, you better tell me about this cult.
Okay. Do you actually threaten him with that, or are you like, we're gonna tell people?
No, no.
Okay.
It's just fucking. Yes, we were in your house. We saw your room.
Okay.
We want to get to the bottom of this. We want to help if we can.
Help
Save your life.
He kind of chuckles, and it gets a little mad of a chuckle. Like, you can't help. That's no. That's absurd. That's there's no helping. No.
Uh-oh.
Are you in danger?
Again, another laugh that very hollow. Yeah. Of course. Am I in danger? This goes so far beyond anything. I regret every action I've taken in the last year. First, it started off great. It was fantastic. They gave me everything I asked for, and well, they say to be wary of what you ask for. I certainly regret. Anyways, it's yes. I would say that many of us, in fact, all of us, are in danger.
Uh-oh.
Can I ask who this guy, like, who is Harold Bradley?
Yeah, ask that.
Okay, so I'd say that you're fine enough to ask that. I won't force you to talk in tongues. He looks at you. You're still obviously very shaken, so he actually even feels a little bit like more so even like kindred spirits with you than even Avocado. and he's like, well, that's an easy enough answer. I mean, you don't know who that is. I mean, he's only the richest man in town and in entire Massachusetts on the East Coast. I don't know how far his influence reaches, but what do you want to know about him?
Who is he to you?
To me, well, he helped me. Well, he gave me a lot of money. And he kind of chuckles off and stares down at his statues, but continuing to talk. He was the one that bought everything in my gallery, and honestly, I didn't think all of it was worth buying. It was just really, it seemed to be one particular artwork that he was interested in, but he took a liking to me, or at least I think I did. I never got to see the face behind this whole. And he starts just chuckling again to himself.
Which painting? Which artwork?
Which painting? Oh, the painting that started it all. I thought it was something glorious. It was my best artwork to date, but it came from something dark. It was as you were in my room, I'm sure you saw many of my attempts to mimic the same artwork. The most beautiful yet horrific monster that I saw one night late last year at this point, I suppose. I don't know. I can't explain it. I tried to recreate it. I tried many things to recreate it because that's exactly what they wanted me to do. And I could never recreate it. I can't even imagine it in my mind now. All I can imagine is this, copies, fakes, nothing that they actually want. If you want to see what the artwork was, you'd have to go to his house. That's the only place that you would find it. I can't tell you.
What inspired that? How did you see this thing that you drew?
At this point, he was starting to get a little mad and was chuckling to himself. He was like, and when you ask him that, he stops laughing, but is continuing to smile down on the ground and just kind of does a head tilt left and right, smiling. And that's all he does.
Just ask the question again.
Excuse me, sir, did you hear?
I keep asking the question.
But I mean, like, kind of angrily. Annoyed. Like, where did you see this thing you painted?
You say it with more force. He looks up at you, still kind of smiling creepily. He's like, "For my dreams."
Huh.
And he just stops at that.
Where's the address? Where's the painting?
It's exactly at 5800. He's like, where? Where's the painting?
Where?
Oh, it's hung up for everyone to see. The more people see it, the better they feel, the better control they have. It's hung up in his mansion. It's seen by many people. Galleries are shown, or not galleries. It's showcased to many of the world's elites. Every so often, he holds parties. It's the place to be. It's not very hard to find.
Oh, I want to get invited to the party.
Show us where it's exhibited. You don't have to come, but we want to see it.
Oh, those kitties. Oh, so cute.
Yeah, just ignore the cuteness that's really happening right now.
Love it.
It's like, I can't show you. I'm not allowed. I can't go back to where it's at. It's in his house, and he is after me. They are after me. I don't know who he pays. I don't know what he has to do. I just know that everything goes back to his house. And he doesn't say where it is.
It doesn't say where the house is? Okay.
Just keep saying that it's his house, it's his mansion. It's almost as if he doesn't understand that you legitimately don't know where it is.
Okay. It must be common knowledge. Maybe lots of people will know where it is. Like, just people in the street, shop owners or whatever.
Would I have any idea, since I've been here before, to this city or this town?
You would.
Okay.
You would know exactly.
Am I sane enough to say?
Yeah. Yeah, you were.
Okay.
It might have taken you a while to figure out what the conversation was going to, but...
Yeah. Okay. At this point, then I kind of say, like, it's at such and such address. And then I just walk off. Or start walking out.
Yeah. You can either say the exact address, or you can say that it's in the heart of town.
Yeah.
feardragon knows where it is?
Yeah. You can direct us.
It is not a secret. It is, as the crazy man said, it's literally where parties are held. It's literally the Gatsby mansion.
Ooh, Gatsby.
Kick ass.
Literally, I'm gonna put Gatsby right in there.
All right, Mr. Carbuncle, you stay here, do whatever it is you do. We're going to go ourselves and see what's happening here at this, whatever the fuck his name, guys. I'm very bad at it.
God, I've also forgotten his name, so you're all good.
Yeah, same. God, how embarrassing.
Bradley?
Yeah. It's in the faggy. It's in the notes.
The newspaper clipping too.
Yeah, Harold Bradley. There you go.
Harold Bradley.
The
Okay.
Bradleys.
Yeah.
Bradley Uppercrust the Third.
Harold Hunkley. See, if his name was Harold Hunkley, I would have remembered.
Harold Hunkley. He was a real hunk back then.
That's right.
Maybe he was back in the 1870s.
Back in the late 19th century.
1860s, you know, fighting for the Confederacy, probably, because he's not a very good person. Who knows? Yeah, so you leave Carbuncle to his fate?
Yeah.
Whatever that might be.
Is he gonna
Go
get
nuts,
eaten by
spindly,
zombies?
weird guy. I don't care.
Oh,
Okay.
what a-
Get it?
He might be
Maybe
going
some more info.
crazier the more questions you ask him, but he still has enough sanity to leave,
Okay, that's good.
which you all should be doing right quick as well.
Yeah, we're leaving. Let's go to this mansion.
Skedaddle!
Should we, like,
Look at that.
I don't know, sleep or something? Or we're just gonna straight there?
It is like 7 or 8. Let's say 8 p.m.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
feardragon's like, God, it's past my bedtime. Jesus.
Well, maybe Harold Bradley can fetch us up a snack when we get to his mansion.
Yes, he'll probably be that accommodating as a rich person.
He probably would be
usually
quite
is.
hospitable. Yeah, hospitable.
Hospitable.
Hospitable. Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Okay.
I mean, we just had donuts like an hour ago, but eat again. Maybe you got low blood sugar or something.
No, ZombieGrub said we didn't get to stop at the donut store. We just walked right past, staring at the donuts.
No, I didn't say that. I just said that you guys don't get any bonus like heals for eating.
Yeah, we just get like bloated. Remember?
Oh, okay.
You had a Cthulhu fatag. It tasted like
Yeah.
octopus.
Oh, nice.
It doesn't Cthulhu for tads.
Great. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So you got your sugar rush. It's all good.
That's how I was able to shoot such a straight avocado.
Yeah, you're sure. You're like that guy in My Hero Academia. Anyways. Now everything's gonna have references to that. So
I understood that reference.
I understood the reference.
Yeah, I understood that reference.
So yeah, that's your. I mean, now it is your time to shine, guys. The world is your oyster once again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I vote we go to the Harold Bradleys.
It's the clear path.
The
I vote we
Bradleys.
take a nap.
Before John Doe gets too crazy.
John Doe wants to take a nap to stop the crazies.
Yes.
The fairies are talking to him, and he kind of wants them to go away.
He wants to have a little nappy nap.
His sugar rush it's a sugar crash now. Thank you very much, Maynard.
Okay.
Sugar crash.
All right. So is it no Fulham? We're gonna do a rest to try and reset the sanity of it.
You need to find a hotel.
Mm-hmm. Is it? And we have like a finite amount of money, right? Like a credit rating. Is what I read.
I have $50.
Yes, you do.
Nice.
Your credit rating isn't just how much money you have; it's also your like status.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Like if you're like a aristocrat or.
Yeah.
Or
so if one of you had a very high credit rating, I think it's high, then you would possibly even have like contacts and stuff. I don't think any of you are particularly high. What?
Or is credit rating a role?
I think you become. It's one of the default things with your profession.
Yeah.
So unless one of you had a very convincing backstory about being rich.
Well,
No, I'm not rich.
Nope.
I carry my life savings on me.
One of you does have
my
a
guy
history.
was estranged from a rich family.
Right. So it's possible, but he was estranged from a West Coast rich family.
Yes, West Coast rich family. An oil baron.
Possible, but unlikely he would have any contacts.
Yeah, probably not in the East Coast, but probably people he knew in high society.
Yeah. So you guys want to rest? You guys actually want to just go to nappy nap? Little bedtime?
Nappy nap picks up feardragon's sanity.
Do you guys want to take a nap, or do you actually want to go for a full sleep?
Well,
Probably.
what's the difference between the two besides like time, besides hours?
Just really the time.
It's currently 8 p.m., right? So if we went to take a nap, we'd be waking up at like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And if we take a nap, then we can't just rock up at this dude's house at 1 a.m. in the morning. That's
And then-
rude.
Well, if he has parties, it's probably bouncing right now.
It's hopping.
Well, yeah, it could be. Yeah, I mean, we should probably check if there's a party going first. Let's locate the mansion.
Feardragon
first.
wants to rest because he wants to not be insane anymore.
They're
but,
By the time we
bring you
get there,
along.
he'll be less insane.
He
We
is
can still
getting
bring
less
us
and
in.
less insane every minute.
Okay, all right. Let's just go to party. Well, let's just go to his house. Let's see if there's a party.
Okay.
Let's go. Yeah. That's my vote.
So you go to the thrift store and you buy some party hats. No.
I'm
So-
already nicely dressed. I'm a nice dressed guy.
It takes you guys maybe till like 8:30 to actually go to the place. You have to maybe ask for some direction just to pinpoint exactly where it is. But it becomes increasingly clear it is the place that's very close to the river, so it has a river view that just is taking up a lot of space. Like, it just becomes obvious that everything seems to be kind of centralized towards this gigantic mansion. So you guys see it, and it's big. It's not like a huge museum where the entire, like, the traffic, it's like spun around it or something like that, but it's a very big house, certainly bigger than the mansion, quote unquote, that you were at of Carbuncle's house. It is a like modern mansion. So, like, I don't even know how big that would be. Like, there's like 30 something rooms inside of it. Let's say that much, right? And they literally have like a grand entrance ballroom type situation. Not that you guys see that. You guys walk up to it. It has the nice manicured lawns. It doesn't actually have a gate, but it has, hedges so that random bystanders don't just like walk in. Normies. And it has the classic 2 lion heads in the front of the driveway, and it looks really sick and cool and way too fancy for you guys dressed as hobos.
I'm not dressed as a hobo.
That's literally the first thing you guys notice, is that it's around 8:30 p.m. and you do see a lot of cars, very fancy Rolls Royce. Exactly. Driving up, and butlers, right, like opening a door and letting these like pretty ladies and the proper gentlemen exit out of the door. And that's, you can kind of see that they let them normally see into their world but not actually enter it, kind of over the hedges, and you're like, wow, that looks really fancy.
Oh wow.
Goodness.
How are we gonna get in?
I'm going to try walking up and knocking.
Okay.
Well, as soon as you get to the gate, the entrance, so the entrance, right, with the 2 line figureheads, there are guards. There are, what would guards even look like? They're dressed up nicely, but they're clearly dressed up with a big stick hidden somewhere or a gun hidden somewhere, something like that. And they politely but firmly stop you from advancing past the hedges and the lions and say, sir, do you have an invite?
Let me try and charm this guy.
All right, then. Gonna need a hard success.
A hard success?
Yeah.
Shit. All right.
Sugar. That's a fail.
Can I, while we're walking, like, or if there's like a guest behind us or something, can I see if I can like find someone who is like maybe has an invite in their pocket or something like that, and try and
pocket them?
Snatch it? Yeah.
Okay. It's not really prime time for the party quite yet, so really it's not, a steady stream of people. But like this party would be hundreds, plural, probably. But there's a few fancy people. Like, they do stand out. It's a nice street. It's not just like the mansion in the middle of like a homeless shelter. It's a nice street, but there certainly are people standing out, clearly on their way to this party. And you see maybe half a dozen couples coming from different directions, other side of the street, walking to.
Okay. I'll look for a good target and go for the pickpocket.
Okay, so you're still a little ways behind, I guess. And let's say that you look behind you and you see, nice young couple laughing to each other without a care in the world because they're in a safe part of the city. Behind you, so you stop and trying to tie your shoelace or something like that, and as you come up behind them, you roll a pickpocket or whatever it is.
A sleight of hand, I guess.
Yeah, sleight of hand. And you get a hard success. Okay, so
wow. Invitations for all of us.
Yeah. You do find, like, in the guy's pocket, I suppose, or yeah, I guess in the guy's pocket. I was trying to think if they had pockets in their pants, but they must have. Guys have always had pockets.
Did they have pockets in the 20s? Let me look that up.
Because, like, when they have, like, their fancy pockets, right? Like, they open their their suit, and they're like, "Yes, here you go." Anyways.
Well, they'd have like jacket pockets, like stuff
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was wondering if that would be where it was, but wherever you do reach in, hey, you
Kappa.
take out a nice folded letter. In pretty mint condition. This guy was taking great care with it because it's important. And, yeah, that's it. I don't think you pull out anything else, even though you got a hard success.
All right.
I'll deal with it too.
Yes, she's flapping. He's twirling his mustache. They're very fashionable, so they all have this nicely cut, trimmed mustaches.
Well oiled.
Yes.
Well oiled.
Exactly.
No, they used to oil their mustaches.
What a weasel.
Absolutely. So the guy doesn't notice at all. That is a lady. No one else around you notices, and you unfold the paper, and it's an invitation. It has fancy calligraphy, handwriting, an official stamp of approval, and a "Dear Mrs. Mr. and Mrs. What's your face?" You are cordially invited to the house of what's his face?
Bradley. Harold Bradley.
It's such a rich person name too.
The
Like,
character
why
that
do
the
I keep
keepers
forgetting?
made for our campaign is just name
I
rolls right
should
off the
have named him Upper Crust. Okay, I would never forget that.
Yeah, that would have been a good name.
Just remember King Bradley from Full Metal.
I never watched that. I'm sorry.
I did. Okay, King Bradley.
Anyways, to the house of the Bradleys at such and such time on this day here today. Please only bring yourselves and no one else, and presents this invitation to the guard. They might say something fancier than a guard, but they mean a guard. Signs. Actually, this is an important note. It's not signed Harold Bradley. It is signed Clayton Bradley.
Oh. Who's Clayton?
And I'll remember the name Clayton through watching Maynarde.
Yeah, I remember Clayton from grinding against that boss in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Clayton. Yeah.
Yeah. He just kept saying PogChamp over and over again and then one-shotting me.
Yes.
What a dumb fucking game that was. All right. So we have our invitations.
Yeah. Well,
let's memorize.
That's not accurate. One of you has an invitation.
One of. Oh,
I
but
think
even
I
if
Go
it's
in alone. No, I gather the rest and.
Wait, can I
Okay.
not pretend to be on the arm of who got the invitation?
the John Doe.
John. Oh yeah, be on the arm of John.
Well, is it an invitation for one person that he's gotten, or for two? Because even if
It says.
is there a plus one? There is.
It says Mr. and Mrs.
Ah.
Yeah,
Whatever
nice.
their
Okay,
name
Well,
is.
on the arm.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess we
You're
make the
on your
I
own,
guess we make
Amos.
the choice here.
I think I'd say.
Me and you.
Yeah.
I think I'd say you two take it.
Oh, okay.
I'll be your, like, tell them I'm your butler and that I'm coming. Like, something like that.
I could always slip in my avocado as a bribe.
Nice.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Is that your plan? Is that what you're going with?
Yeah, let's go with it.
Okay.
Let's give it a go.
So feardragon hands Maynarde the invitation, and then you are going to pose as the couple. Okay then.
Mm-hmm.
So you.
What was the name of the invitation again? It was like Mr. and Mrs.
Oh, okay. Let's hold on here.
Mr. and Mrs. Shitdeal. Yeah.
Seriously? Okay, last name. Nope. What? Birth year? 1900. Wow.
Oh, you're looking for names.
I was like literally trying to like figure out. Okay, there we go. Mr. and Mrs. Kelly.
Oh,
There you go.
like Ned Kelly, Australian. We can remember that.
Sure. Van
Livy and
Doren
I
is
are
very
the only
fancy.
people that know who that person is.
Yeah.
Very
All right.
much.
Well, as soon as you walk up, you see that the couple that had their invitation stolen is currently having trouble with the guard. It was the guard.
Okay. Well, let's wait for them to move on because they might they might pipe up if if we like say, hey, here's our thing.
Yeah. So the guard he does have a piece of paper that he's looking at, and he is, scrutinizing the couple, and they are very panicked. They are actually freaking out. Okay, this is probably their one opportunity to come to this party and make their connections, and the woman is desperately looking for a purse.
Chance.
Oh, I feel bad. Can we hit that invitation back?
No.
And the man is like, I swear to God, can I do a dapper voice? I don't know if I can. He's like, I swear that I had this invitation. It was right here. And he's patting his pockets, and I don't know where I put it. I took very great care. I am Mr. Kelly. I'm an associate with Clayton, and he invited me to this party specifically to meet his lovely family, and I can't miss it. Please go in and ask him if he's expecting us. I swear that he would be expecting us. And the guard kind of just tapping his finger on his cheek, and he's looking at the paper, and he's like, well, I do see Mr. Kelly and Mrs. Kelly, but we did tell you not to lose your invitation. Yes, I know. I'm so sorry, but we're clearly on the list. We're the Kellys.
Right.
We're the Kellys.
We're stepping in.
Oh no, we're gonna claim to be the Kellys now.
That's right. Yep.
Oh geez. Okay.
All right, get on the island, Livy. Let's do this.
Oh man, all
time
right.
to be bad people.
I feel
We're
really
going all in.
really
We're gonna be bad
bad.
people right now.
This is gonna horribly backfire.
I grab Amos's arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. We'd like to get into the party, please. We're Mr. and Mrs. Kelly.
My guy slows his tapping of his cheek and is now like this has become an interesting development. You are Mr. and Mrs. Kelly. And he kind of looks you guys up and down. He does it. Okay, well, roll persuade, and you're gonna need a hard success.
Who?
With the invitation?
Yes.
All right.
Is it persuade or disguise?
Persuade.
Okay.
Fuck.
Oh, should I roll persuade?
He's the one that's talking. Oh my God, it's a fail.
Damn it.
So, I mean, it was really hard for you to persuade him. So, he is like, you are not the Kellys. And he looks to the couple and goes, I apologize. This man probably stole your invitation. And he takes the invitation and hands it to the couple and says, please enter. And he looks back at you and is like, theft is a crime.
Uh-oh.
Then try and arrest me. And I just walk off.
It's pretty badass.
So I'm gonna go pickpocket another
invitation. He walks back to us with like 15 invitations, like 12 hours later.
Well, I mean, not to interject here, but you guys are dressed like a couple of vagabonds.
Oh yeah, true.
I wear a suit.
Me too.
You probably wear like a business suit though, and this isn't like a business. This isn't a suit and tie affair.
Yeah.
This
This
is
is
like
black tie. Different
yeah, this
thing.
is black tie, like the little the ruffle thing they have in some other, and they have like
Yeah,
they
they
literally
wear
are
that
wearing
thing
top
like
hats.
that.
It's the 1920s, and they have a cane.
Right.
Every single one of them.
Can I pickpocket someone's clothes off of?
Yeah, that
Can
makes
I remove
sense.
someone's clothes while they're standing in them? Can I go full Baldur's Gate here?
I mean, it works in Metal Gear.
No, you
And
cannot
in
pickpocket.
Skyrim, dude. In Skyrim, if you have a really good pickpocket, people can be just naked in the middle of the wilderness, and they just like, where did our clothes go? I don't know.
Well,
Unfortunately, this is not Skyrim. Rip.
it's not Skyrim, no. So, what are you gonna do?
We could try and sneak in.
Yeah, I think that's the only way, really, because front door didn't work.
Okay.
We're gonna have to sneak around the back.
Okay.
A little bit of backdoor entry. This happens a lot in this campaign.
that was the last campaign.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was that one stuff. My
yeah,
bad.
that was the
Didn't
one
ever
shot.
show him the invitation, did he?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Did
and then he
take
took
the
it away and
invitation?
gave it to the couple.
Ah.
Because we weren't
He gave it to
dressed.
the actual people.
Mm.
You guys were not persuasive.
No.
We were discriminated against.
No. Yeah,
many
that's
were
right.
there?
Well,
It was clear racism.
Yes, you were. Absolutely, 100%.
It's because I was Australian.
Yeah, he could just tell. He didn't like the Aussies.
He could smell it in the air. It smells like penal colony.
Okay, well, it is going up on 9 p.m. at this point. feardragon is now entirely sane. Lucky him.
Welcome back, feardragon.
Welcome back.
Yep.
John
More
Doe.
people are walking forward here, keeping the guards, plural. There were 2, but just one had to deal with you all. And from what you can see with a cursory glance, you just see the hedges covering the fronts of the mansion. Can't really see behind it.
To go through the hedges.
Do I see any people, like, staff bringing in food or anything like that?
You would have... No, you don't. No, they wouldn't come into the front.
Okay.
They're fighting.
Well, no, it's just doesn't obviously lead into the question of, okay, I think we're gonna, because we're already looking to maybe sneak in, so I think we'd be looking around the sides and the back, right? See what the like, what it would be like to try and climb over a fence or something like that.
If you all go back, let's say that I assume you go, let's say the right, and you try and look what's behind it. The hedges continue, but there is a back entrance that is far less fancy and is also guarded, but just by one guard who's kind of just like checking off the list of things that are entering, more so than he's worried. But he is also there to make sure no one climbs the hedges or anything.
Is it just the one guy?
That you see that's there. Yeah, it's not as elaborate of an entrance to the back, but there's still like, 10 feet of, well, even more actually, like as opposed to maybe like the 60 feet or something that was in the front, it's like 20 feet from behind. So what you can see when you look over the hedges or look through the gates, the opening, is that there's one guy, and he's occasionally checking off the list of people bringing in boxes and people
I would
coming
like
in.
to attempt stealthily approaching to get a better lay of the land of that area. Trying a covert operation here.
Do that, or should I do that?
What's your stealth at?
80?
Whoa,
Yours. All yours.
That's high.
Well,
Yes.
it's been high. It was high last time we played. Just a reminder.
Yeah, the last time he tried a stealth thing, he failed, so.
Okay.
That's true.
Exactly what Maynard said.
Woo! Go, buddy. Oh, that looks good.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so you stealthily. I mean, it's nighttime, and while it is lit to help with the guests and the people bringing in stuff, you stealthily go forward, and it is just the one guy, but it's a narrow entrance. Like it can fit a car, it can fit some of those like small dinky trucks that can come in, but it is not exactly something that you could just be like, shh, don't pay attention to me. I'm walking right around. So you see that, and then you could also do a spot hidden. Try and see further in.
Much worse.
Which looks like you failed.
Oh no.
Big roll.
Yes, yeah, you definitely failed. So that's kind of all you can see, and then you see the lights of the back door. Some space ahead.
Okay. I go back and report it.
Okay, so we see one guy, and that's about it. We don't really see much else.
How often are people coming by?
Through the back, they're still clearly getting ready. Perhaps they're about to serve some hors d'oeuvres, whatever they do. But
Some horse to witness.
yeah, there's definitely pigs in the blanket and stuff coming around. So you still see a couple of boxes. You still see people who are clearly like putting on their last little pieces of their attire. They are not very fancy, but they are butlers, they're servers. They're maybe even a couple of cooks that are coming in, getting prepared for the large dinner rush. And there's even a couple of cars that occasionally will roll by, like once every 5 minutes. A truck or a car will pull up, and maybe someone will exit out of it every... Well, I don't think he would stay long enough to notice. Hold on. I guess just like spot hidden again, if anyone wants to do that.
Who's got the highest spot hidden? I got a 70.
That's probably the highest.
That's much better than mine.
I have a 25.
Oh.
Okay, you regularly success. So,
okay, nice.
Let's say that you actually get lucky enough to see one of those types of small trucks roll in and get stopped by the guard as they make sure, and they ask to do the whole like open the back and see if everything's in there, and then let them through.
Could we probably sneak in pretending to be, the help?
We
Could
need
you?
uniforms.
Do we? Or could we just...
My plan was to actually, if it was just one guy, it was just to knock him out.
Yeah, that's why I was asking how often people were coming by. It
You
sounds like
guys.
they're still getting set up though.
They're violent.
It's a decent it's a steady.
We're violent people, Livy.
Yeah, they
All
are.
right, this is
Well,
very
I think
violent.
instead of knocking him out, we can just kill him.
Oh my god.
I think what we should do is we should knock him out, then skin him and wear his skin. What do you think?
Oh Jesus.
I think that's
I mean,
probably
we can
the.
steal his uniform, right?
It's just not as convincing as wearing his skin, though.
Yeah, I think I can pull it off.
That is the most convincing.
That's just so gross. He'll turn into a zombie probably.
Well, I was just gonna knock him out. I wasn't gonna kill the guy. I was gonna smack him on the back of the head. My guy's got a lot of strength. I could probably do it in one shot.
If we have to pick one or the other, why not pick?
You want to kill the guy?
Yeah,
You want to kill?
it's a lot
building.
easier.
I'm not gonna be an accomplice to murder. I think I'm gonna sneak around. I'm gonna sneak in and pick the lock through a locked window or something.
You'd have to get through the hedges aren't just like they're not really something you can enter and exit through. They're pretty dense.
Oh.
So they act almost like a gate. So unless you got like some like cutting like shears, like cut them down. You're probably not making it through. Maybe you could find a ladder if you wanted to go find one of those. Otherwise,
All right,
just sneaking.
knock the guy out.
Oh, okay.
I'll just look the other way.
You see all the hedges exactly. You got to climb the vine.
So
thingies.
what should I roll for a KO?
That's a very good question. Well, I think what tends to happen is that we underestimate how fragile humans are. So in order not to just straight up kill the guy, if you manage to sneak up behind him or actually just like tackle him to the ground or something, you'd have to roll like a. Well, that's.
I was just gonna do the thing where I just go up to him and like ask for like a light for my cigarette,
Okay.
and then when he's like not looking, just go for the bam
Okay.
straight across the face.
I
Not
guess
from behind.
We'll determine it when you roll. So roll a
Would
brawl.
it also be helpful if, I mean, like, I would assume that we're both going up, and then when he throws his
I think he'd be less. I think he'd be less concerned if it was just one guy. But, I don't know. Oh, just the idea is just to
yeah.
go for it here. Let's go for a roll. Come on, big money. Got him.
Got him.
If you were 22 below, yeah, he should be. Let's say that he's knocked out. It wasn't the most amazing punch, but it was pretty good. Did knock him out. You don't know for how long, but he goes down with a thud.
Yeah.
Got him. So just like, hey, buddy, got a light? Looks down for his lighter or matches. Quapam, right across.
Now there are
Like a second for this.
people that could be around. You guys didn't really do anything about anyone coming in.
Then we go for Fear Dragon strategy if they see us.
So, well,
when I knock him out, I'm gonna grab the look around and try and hide the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like put him into the shrubs or out into where it's less lit.
Yeah, the shrubs do have like a bit of the underneath the actual thickness of the green.
Yeah, like the branches and the
top. Are the branches, which maybe you could try and.
If when we look around, it seems like we have the time and like the shrubs are well hidden enough. I'd actually say take his clothes.
Well, do we fit it? Do we fit in them? Do any of us fit in these clothes?
That's a good question. So. Let me see what your size are, because I'm gonna say he's average height and weight, and Amos is personal.
I'm a bit more on the solid side, not like 5'11's not super tall, but
aren't you like super?
So my weight's 190, so I'm like
I'm a little bit shorter.
So I guess this would be like a situation where Amos is a little like tight, and then John would be like kind of baggy, so he'd look unprofessional. You both would not look amazing. He is wearing kind of just like a suit and tie thing, though. The guards are dressed as suit and tie, the butlers are dressed as butlers, and the fancy people are just as fancy people. You would clearly be a guard, and they'd be like, what's your job?
All right, so we might be able to, at least, me and Fear Dragon could, because isn't Livibee wearing a potato sack or some shit? What are you?
Yeah, what is she wearing?
What are you wearing, Livy?
I'm wearing the latest fashion of Australian trends at the moment.
So a potato sack, okay.
A potato sack.
I mean, it could have been even worse. So,
1920s Australian. Actually, you know what? I saw some photos from 1920s Australia. People dressed really nicely here back in the day. Like suits, like just
most people did.
It's like in America, yeah. It's like suits and really nice hair and really nice hats and stuff. It's really quite dapper.
Yeah, it's possible that you are just wearing like the style flappers. Are you a flapper? Yeah. Do you know what flappers are? Am I
don't know what that means. No.
Okay.
Like what?
This is a not Australian thing.
A flapper.
I don't know what a flapper is.
Oh, okay. So I was wondering. So it's a very specific style, but once you see it, you'll probably recognize it's what people think of 1920 styles as.
I think dapper, not flapper. Dapper's the word, I think.
No, that you can dress dapper, but a flapper is literally like a style, like a flapper fashion. Here.
Flapper fashion.
I will link it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the bowl hat kind of thing. They usually are wearing longer skirts, or they're wearing long skirts, but that is to say that they're not covering their ankles or their knees sometimes.
So that's what Livy's in? No wonder she gets all these persuasion rolls. Damn. Shit.
I'm saying it's possible, but I don't know how likely it is, because she's...
Good stuff.
Like, what do you think your character would be wearing?
Oh, I mean, I would probably be wearing a potato sack.
Okay, that's what I thought.
We had one shot. We had a chance to convince the keeper that you were in clothes that wouldn't draw attention, and we could go in through this back entrance and pretend to be workers. And you were like, "No, keeper, we're gonna do this in hard mode. I'm in a potato sack." Like,
at least she's honest.
I knocked out a dude. You can't wear his clothes. Oh shit.
Oh, I don't want to lie because.
You don't want to lie because why?
I would honestly question and be like, is there a reason Avocado is fashion forward?
I really don't think I'd be wearing that.
Yeah.
You want to wear the potato sack, but you also don't want to hurt anyone getting in.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys?
This is hard mode, man. This is hard mode.
Yeah, what do you guys
we should put in the title. Don't just say that this is tabletop RPG. Put in the title that this is Challenge Run, Call of Cthulhu, insane people jeopardize campaign.
Let me just start sniping off the guards. This will be easier.
Yeah, we'll just start killing people. We'll just be dressed really badly. We'll have zero interactions with people. It'll just be.
But actually,
it'll be like, yeah.
But actually, if I shot someone That'd be a really good distraction to get in.
I mean, I want to argue, right? But I want to argue. I mean, it's less distracting. It's less distracting to have a potato sack than for someone to have a hole in their head, I think.
Exactly.
I mean, the potato sack's gotten pretty dirty at this point, so it sort of looks like flapping.
So it's like an extra fucked up potato sack.
It's not a tan potato sack. It's a great potato sack.
So if you put a feather in your hair, you think they won't notice this?
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Maybe you can just pull it off as being exotic. This is the current wear in Australia.
Yeah.
Actually, that might.
Yeah,
no one, like everyone, Americans in
some
2019 don't know what the fuck anything about Australia. So back in the 20s, they definitely didn't. You probably could convince someone.
I'd persuade him. Don't worry.
You have been persuading people. It's amazing to me that you've been doing this while wearing a sack that has vegetables inside of it.
Not currently.
Not currently. It has you inside
Berries.
of it.
It has berries.
You are the vegetable within the sack. Right?
It has avocados.
I am the vegetable in the sack.
Yeah. Let's do that.
So you guys are going to. What is this all leading up to?
Well, I've knocked out a guy because I want to go through the less populated and less guarded entrance of this house, and that was my plan. I didn't expect the feardragon to want to kill people, and well, I'm actually.
You didn't expect that.
No, I kind of did expect that. Let's be real. I kind of did expect that. And then I just realized that I had like a vague memory that Livibee's character was wearing a potato sack or something, and then I made the mistake of asking the question of what is she actually wearing, because I wanted my whole plan was to come off as a worker, as the help.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do?
I could be a worker.
The guard was wearing the same, like a suit and tie, right?
Yes.
Maynard and I were
what we're wearing,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we go in without Livy, is what you're saying?
Whoa! I can
What
stick around.
What if we become the quote-unquote bouncers for the back, and we?
You want to check people's tickets all night?
Well, not all night, but we can try and use that maybe as an opportunity to get like an extra uniform or something for her.
A uniform for a lady in 1920s would be a dress.
With some stockings.
It's only 8
Like
p.m.
a fancy dress.
My store we can just go to.
I don't think stores are open till 8 p.m.
Was there Friday night, late night trading?
It's like 9.
We could break into a house.
9:30 at this point.
Okay. Shit. This is hard mode, this campaign.
Can I pickpocket a dress off of someone?
They apparently were wearing much of what we thought of the waitresses.
If we could get a coat
now.
on Livibee, we could cover the sack.
Yeah, a coat
A
would
lady wearing a coat? That was weird.
I have an idea.
We'll swipe a coat from the coat rack.
I also have an idea.
Let's
You go
do
first.
let's do the Into the Spider-Verse, like she'll be underneath the table with like a cloth over it.
And then she freaks out and turns invisible. Is that what you're talking about, Into Spider-Verse? Like you want her to suddenly realize she has invisibility powers?
The Asian chick with like the robot gets snuck in underneath the table. So we're gonna pull that trick where it's like.
So you're gonna enter into the house, hopefully find like a cart without anyone else noticing.
Like you want to get an hors d'oeuvres cart and put her inside the hors d'oeuvres cart is what you're saying.
We're going to basically take one of the carts from the people because we're going to pretend to be the bouncers now.
Okay.
Bouncers don't have carts, but go on.
I know, but someone else is going to, because it's the back entrance that a lot of people are coming through for like food and all that other stuff. And we can deny one of these people entrance that has the cart and say...
But the back is not an entrance. The back is like a loading area. I mean, it's not like people aren't coming here.
Yeah, regular people wouldn't be coming here.
The people that go in the party go in the front door.
Waiters.
Yeah, I know. That's the point. I'm saying the people going to the party aren't going to be the people that would have a cart.
Right.
So someone like, for example, food delivery or something.
Oh, he's saying to intercept a cart on the way to the...
We intercept it, and we basically get it either through talking to them, or we kill them, or knock them out. One of those three. And then
one of those two options, yes.
But then we can sneak Avocado in And then inside we can try and find like, because it's a house, we can try and find like a dress or something.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of pieces to this machine.
What could go wrong? We only need
a lot could go wrong.
Need all of these.
One of these cogs falls off, the machine falls
I
to
love
pieces.
it. Let's try.
And if all goes to shit, then we can just shoot everyone.
You know what, Fear Dragon? I wish I had a better idea.
That's awesome.
I wish I had a better idea. I really do.
You guys.
All right. I think that I think my plan. All right. Now bear with me. It's got a lot of pieces to the puzzle. Okay. Here's my plan.
Okay.
All right. I say we go. Fear Dragon and I go in there because we look the most not insane. We'll go in there. We will go near the entrance. Try and get like from the inside, obviously, so it looks like we belong. Wait for a lady to come past and asks if we could take her coat.
Oh.
This is what you would do when they would come in, right?
Killer.
And this is September, all right? So it's, still coat weather. And then we take their coat, and they're like, thank you very much. They go and enjoy the party. We take their coat to what appears to be the coat room, which will in fact be our insane Australian friend. And we put her in that so that she looks like she's partially human. What do you think about that plan?
Yeah, I like it.
Fantastic. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, Keeper.
It commences, I suppose. So, you two, dressed in your normal attire, maybe you lose the trench coat, so you're just in suit and tie, go in through the back door, which is unguarded. When you enter into the back door, you enter into like a room that's just there to wipe your shoes and like enter into the rest of the area. You see that you are entering into, which is really big, isn't it? Let's say you enter into the kitchen, which is absolutely huge. Like it's a bunch of moving parts, bunch of freezers. If they had cold storage, I guess, whatever they would call it. Lots of moving parts. Yeah, don't they have another word for those? Like the old-fashioned word. No, doesn't matter.
Cooler?
Doesn't matter. They have lots of moving parts, lots of people moving around. And then, yeah, there are some guards who would be moving in and out, checking on things. And your presence isn't that surprising, and it's also not super noticeable because you guys are in kind of the hustle and bustle there. But you don't really know which way it is to the party.
Well, if we start asking which way to go, then we will probably give out that we don't belong here, that we're not staff. So, how hard is it going to be? You said it was like a 30-room mansion?
Yeah.
I think we could follow the noise. Follow the party sounds.
Okay.
That, or we could also...
Or murder everyone, Fear Dragon. We could kill everyone in the kitchen and then we can put their heads on top of our hands and go, "Hi, I'm a chef."
That would actually save us the trouble of needing to hide the bodies.
That is true.
Hidden in plain sight, you might say.
What's your plan?
Sorry, that was my plan.
Okay, we're still gonna find that. Cool, thank you. We're still gonna walk and try and find like party sounds and follow the noises of like people laughing and cheering and music and stuff. I'm assuming that the party has music, so let's
Yes.
Let's try and find the party area. Let's find a lady that's just walked in, hasn't given her coat off yet.
Okay, that's gonna be difficult to do. So, you follow the sounds of the party. You also follow where everyone is exiting, and you see the waiter doors, whatever they're called, the in and out doors. And you exit through the exit side, following probably a waiter or two, and you enter into the gigantic like ballroom basically that they have. So it's absolutely huge. You enter in, and it's taking up the 2 stories that the mansion is. It's got a gigantic chandelier in the middle. You are on the left side of a grand staircase. that is just, it could easily fit like 50 people walking up it. So you're like a little out of the way so people don't notice that you're coming in and out of the doors. Clearly the staging area where everyone gets everything together. There's the cups and cutlery that everyone's already used and whatnot to your left. And lots of doors, like lots of entrances into different like sitting rooms that you can see as you look into the room. And then there's the entrance where people seem to be coming in through that is at the far end, past all the people, you know, talking. And I don't think they're dancing right now. It hasn't livened up that much, but they're talking, mingling. There's a band off to the right side that's playing some lovely music, and you don't actually see anyone with coats. Very, like, noticeably as you were trying to find someone with a coat, no one has any coats. You start to maybe think that there might be like an entering room, like an entrance to this ballroom that you have to get to.
Okay, here's an alternative thought. What are we here for?
Painting.
No. Well, yes.
We're here to
Harold Bradley.
talk to or to learn
To
more
interrogate Clayton.
We could also
And,
just use this
and was it Harold?
We could
Bobby?
also use this party as an opportunity
Henry?
to investigate the place.
Harold.
You could do.
So you're saying forget Livy? Let's just go.
Don't forget about me, guys.
Well,
Don't you?
we can just walk in.
Don't forget
If
about
we're
me.
not going to the party, we've already taken out the guard.
Okay. I just thought that maybe while we're walking around this house, if someone sees a girl with a potato sack, they might ask what she's doing and escort her out.
We'll say that we're escorting her out.
True, that would work.
Wow.
Not bad.
Not bad.
And then maybe we're just looking around the actual.
Hopefully she can get through the hustle and bustle of a kitchen without people thinking that she like took one of the
I could
sacks from
sneak
their
in.
pantry and put them on.
So
You
Yeah.
want me to roll a sneak? Or a stealth?
Try. Or you could just walk in, hope for the best. Damn, dude.
Okay. She rolled extreme
What the
success.
fuck with these rolls?
She
Can
casually.
you send me the executable that gives you the hacks to win this program?
Hey, how
Can
about,
you send me
how
your
about
app?
Amos and John just sit outside and Avocado can just.
Yeah, can't she can just roll this whole campaign success. Like she could probably kill the end boss right now. Like
Just
John
already
Doe
meet
retires
Cthulhu and be
to
like,
his
"What's up,
farm."
dog?"
yeah, she's gonna meet Cthulhu and punch him in the mouth and knock him out. She'd be like, "Don't you come to my dimension again! Fuck off!" And then it dies. And I was
Avocado
well, we didn't do anything. We just like wrote these cool backstories, and then our characters just didn't really.
Yeah. Avocado's gonna fucking like meet Cthulhu, give it an avocado with a 1 roll on persuasion, and it's just gonna be like, all right, guys.
Stay out of my dimension, you cheeky fag!
Cthulhu actually decided that doesn't want to invade this dimension because really doesn't want to destroy the avocado culture
Ooh.
farms.
Yeah.
Yep.
Turns out it's
about
his only weakness.
Sounds good to me.
So Livy, Avocado, gets a little bored of waiting, I suppose, and just struts in because she doesn't have a care in the world. So confidence is key, and she has a lot of confidence.
Yep.
And she walks past, sees someone walking out to the ballroom and goes, "Oh, that looks interesting," and follows them to find you guys looking for coats.
What's up, guys? How's the search going?
It's like a little bit flabbergasted. Just like, we're just like, forget the search. Let's just find the guy.
All right.
So I guess this would be where you would mingle and maybe spot hidden.
Okay.
All of us?
Well, we already had one success. God damn it. I fumbled.
Oh no.
I got a critical fail.
You
Ooh.
literally got the worst roll possible in this game.
I know.
Well, that's okay.
100.
enter plot point here. As you guys are looking around to spot the man of the hour, you don't really know what it looks like, but you assume that something will happen when he appears. You walk past the staircase, right? You had entered in through a door that was just to the left of the staircase. All you saw was the foundation of it leading up. As you walk past it, you actually start looking around, and that's when you look back towards the staircase, and on the top of the first level of the staircase is a giant canvas. Let's see, how big could it be? Like 10 by 10, I suppose? 10 feet. It does draw your attention as well, even without being the biggest portrait canvas, whatever you would call it, in the room. And it does so by basically sending a chill down your spine. So, upon first glance, which Maynard actually, I guess, doesn't, because he failed pretty hard, so he's still looking around for the guy, and Feardragon and Livy are the only ones who notice it. You instantly feel...
Yes, someone's like doing that thing where they tap you on your shoulder, but it's on the side that they're not. Like they reach...
Yeah.
Like a dog
just,
chasing his tail.
Yeah. Exactly. They Feardragon you. So, John Doe and Avocado both stare at this canvas and feel a shiver down their spine as they both feel very complex emotions that are very unique to each of their characters. So, Avocado is reminded of her time spent in the outback of Australia all alone without any knowledge of who she really is or who her family is. And John Doe gets the feeling of being accepted but begrudgingly into a family that isn't really his, into a profession that he didn't necessarily choose. And it entrances them for a couple of seconds before it breaks hold and they realize that it is just a painting of what actually kind of looks to be like a very, what's the word, eerie, like very surreal, there we go, surreal sunset, maybe? It's got a big, just like, sphere in the middle of it, very psychedelic. It's not the word that exists yet, I suppose. Colors around it, and then all centered into this, just seemingly, it's like this circle that is sucking all the colors around it into it. And upon shaking yourselves out of the trance, you realize that it's just almost an environment painting. You could almost overlook it if it didn't draw you in some eerie fashion. And it does seem to be like, when I say it's like a sun, like it has little squiggles coming out of it, almost like a child's painting of a sun, except dark and eerie and sucking the light around it instead of giving light.
Ooh, spoopy.
Does it have a artist signature?
No. Well, not that you can see. You're still kind of far away from it.
Okay. Can I get close?
Also, just a heads up, I need to head off shortly.
Yeah, actually, that was kind of my end.
We're a little bit over, but
that was the.
That was the cliffhanger.
That was
our cliffhanger. The weird painting.
Ooh. The Maynarde would also be experiencing if he wasn't like, "What's happening?"
Yeah, I'm still chasing. They're like, I just feel like chasing cars all of a sudden.
So that concludes episode 2 of the Cult of Azathoth.
Azathoth. I was rocking this.
Shit.
Yeah, once again, Avocado is MVP.
She's MVP twice.
You just start handing out awards here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the end of a CS:GO games. It's like it's got a picture at the top.
Yeah.
And a
well,
potato
we do
salad.
Overwatch style where you each get like individual rewards, and I'm like,
Yeah.
went most insane.
Play.
Yeah, it's play of the match is just Avocado throwing an avocado at a zombie's head and then
Backstage.
past the kitchen in a potato sack and not getting stopped.
Yes, exactly. So that just about does it, guys. We'll end there. The party at this dude's house, the Bradley mansion, and the Bradley party with the eerie painting. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for the subs today, and we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Any last words, y'all? Nope, just goodbyes.
If you like my stuff and you like looking at me and listening to me, I do the same thing on my Twitch channel as well, at Twitch TV Maynarde, where I struggle to get good at StarCraft 2 and also occasionally cast it, which I'm slightly better at. And I think tomorrow, if I am led to believe from Discord chats, I'll be doing team games with my brother Pig. So we'll be doing some teamies. And if you enjoy team games, then please do tune in. It'll be in about 16-ish hours time. I don't know, something like that.
Cool. Anyone else?
If you like my stuff, too bad. I'll stream at some point, and then yeah.
No,
go follow me
feardragon's
on
moving house.
Go follow me at Rotterdam08 on Twitter.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on Livibee, streaming 6 days a week. And thanks for watching. It was super fun.
All right. See you in 2 weeks' time, guys, for episode 3. Bye-bye.
Bye.